Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers. We are here again, and it's Monday at 1 p.m. Can you believe it? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Trucking Answers. There's been a ton of people already in the chat. Thank you for being there already. Yikes. It is going good. LME closed last week. Holy mackerel. So did Timmerman Trucking. What a disaster. That guy in that I-70 crash, he blamed somebody else. We'll talk about him. And Timmerman in California, they shut down. Hey, next week, be here for the giveaway show. 20,000 subscriber show next week. You're not going to want to miss it. I got a ton of stuff. We'll talk about that. And right now, the Blitz is up, of course, like everything like we've talked about before. So let's get right to it. See who's out there today. See what's going on. I'm already behind everybody here. I want to say, Kane Slayer, thank you very much for being first today. I saw that. Tina, hello. Thank you for being here. Glenn Boatman, what's going on? They can make you take per diem for the person that asked. I just remembered that as well. So let me get that out there before I forget. You can be made to take it by your company. So it's up to them. They can make you take it. Irishman, hello there. Kay Wayne, hello. Thank you for being here. Jay James is here. James Greer is here, right? I'm reading that. Man Maldy, hello. Thank you for being there. Today, Caleb is here. Thank you. Bigfoot and Beyond. I think you had the per diem question, but yeah, right there it is. I just wanted to remember it. Jason, good morning and good afternoon here to SH. Oh, good work. Thank you very much. We'll see what that's all about here. James Faust, I didn't see about that wreck. Hello there, but I didn't see that. And I just saw that you had posted it a moment ago. Didn't have time. You know, makeup was in and wardrobe was in there. I had somebody was shining my shoes. And you know how it all gets like that. Oh my gosh, it was just they had yellow M&Ms, but they didn't have green M&Ms in there. I mean, it was just crazy, how it gets back in the dressing room. It gets crazy back there. Oh, John Falzo, thanks for being here. Test the Spirits, hello there. Josh Bunton, thank you for being here. Troy, what's going on? You're here for the new headset? Come back next week and it will be here. No. Amanda, hello there. Luke, hello. Thank you for coming in today. Edward is here. Gregory Jones. It's hot in Amarillo. I always remember that. I never can forget that either. Daniel, what's happening? Stan Dodge from Rome, Georgia. Steel rolls. Oh, good. I'm going to get some tires on my car before winter time, so maybe you can bring me some of that up here. Dave Johnson, hello. Red Monkey Trucking. Hello there. What's going on? Tina, what's happening today? Kim is here. Send an email with the pay stubs. All right, that'd be great. Got a speeding ticket in Virginia. Oh, in your car? Well, you still have to report that. I'm sure they want you to report that. Right, Ryan, he passed the runaway ramp, but blames on the truck parked on the side. Exactly. Reginald, hello there. King Bob, hey, looks like you're paying England. I knew they'd get that $250 out of you. I did write back to you today about that. Skylar, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here today. David, good morning. Trucker Beetle Bailey is here. Hey, what's going on? That guy, Trucker Beetle Bailey, if you're not on Instagram, go over there on Instagram. He does have YouTube, but he's big on Instagram. Yikes, man. You are all over it. I love it. Ryan, hello there. What's happening in Denver? Is it still snowing? Probably not. Good afternoon, Jeffrey Herring. It's good to see you today. I'm glad that you are here today. Ulysses, got your permit in April. I haven't gone anywhere. Can't memorize the pre-trip. Just look. You just got to keep sticking with it, really. Seriously, I mean, just stick with it. You'll get it. We all went through it. You'll get it, too. No problem. James Faust, yeah, I'm going to look that up when the show's over so I can check that out. I mean, that's right down the street from me, basically. Trino, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oscar, it's good to see you here. Leon, hi to my Monday cable news. Oh, well, trucking, the TNN, Trucking News Network. Ryan, yes, well, you know, it's hard to find good help these days, you know, for people that do that kind of stuff. Ricardo from New York, thanks for being here. Christina, was the tech driver at fault? I don't know which accident we're talking about here for that. Is that the 465 one? I didn't see that one. Miggy from Miami. Oh, TJ Jones in the Bull of the Woods is here. James Greer, you're watching from Millville, New Jersey. Okay, Rhino, the topic here. You know, this I-70 truck guy, he was in the news last week. We all remember that accident where he killed a bunch of people flying down that hill. His attorney says, hey, wait a minute. There's a truck parked on the shoulder. It's not his fault. If there wasn't trucks parked everywhere, he could have avoided all those cars at the bottom. Unbelievable. The judge let him stay out on bond on his $400,000 bond, and he gets to live in Texas until the trial, which will be later this year. I don't think they have a date on it yet. I'm not sure. But he's going to get to live in Texas, which where his house is apparently. And his attorney goes, there's another truck that was parked on the shoulder. But, there's video of this guy passing that truck ramp. That's what really has me on this, is him passing that ramp. And it turns out he's been on I-70 before. People suggest that, it was his first time out there or whatever. No. He's been on I-70 before. That's the thing of it. Bullet points from Sweetgrass. You're stuck at the border. Wow. You should make a run for the border. Lurk too cold in Jacksonville. Checking in before home time. Okay, so that was the one on Christina Says on 465. I didn't see that one in the news. For some reason, it didn't come up in the news for me. So maybe everybody can post it out here what exactly we're talking about. And I didn't see that one. Bladshell, Cisco in Nashville waiting to get empty and then go home. Good. It's a good time to go home. TJ Jones, right, hogwash. Yeah, I agree. I mean, this attorney, of course, that's their job, of course, to get you off the charges. Remember, his attorney's also been indicted for separate charges and a different thing. So he may not be able to appear because he's got to be in another court as a defendant. Love it. Ryan, they just grab anything. Well, let's say there was another truck. That isn't I don't think that's going to fly in front of a jury. King Bob is going to go to Laredo and get your Qualcomm fixed. Yeah, what are you on paper? Are you paper logging it then until then? Glenn, you left about the email about Falcon photos with the architects. Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, holy mackerel. They're going to find that truck, 4,000 years from now. Somebody's going to dig down and find that truck and go, wow, what was this? It'll be in a museum or something. Bigfoot and Beyond. You missed the 70 story. So did I. I wanted to say Stephen Harden also put out a super chat, which I always like to mention, a couple days ago, right, for flat earth research. So I'll be doing some flat earth research with that. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. Ben, it's your first home time. Wow. How long have you been out? Auto evidence bot listening from I-80 in Illinois. Is the traffic moving out there? Robert, so many wrecks. You remember when some trucker lost it and wrecked in California? We saw it on the news in New Hampshire. Just too many truck wrecks. There's more trucks, right? And less people paying attention. We got to, it just goes without saying, really. You can't be doing all these 50 million other things. We got to drive, and they shouldn't have the truck driving for us either. Jonathan, that guy gives us a bad name. Yeah, this doesn't help. These kind of things don't help anybody. They don't help the rest of us. Ryan, how many miles of concrete barrier could he have scrubbed speed on the ramps? It sounds like dude's just dumb. Yeah, and people died because of it. He passed that truck ramp. That's the real problem. Day cab gear jammer is here. Passing that truck ramp, that's what got me on it. There's video of him going by it. And that's, right there is where he should have gotten exited the highway. Nobody would have died, including him. Todd McGuire starting orientation with Schuster. After 29 years of shifting, going to try an automatic. You're going to like it. Okay, everybody, when we changed over, people said no or whatever, and I was hesitant as well, and it's just like a car. I mean, they're much better than if you ever had one of the older ones, 10, 12 years ago, they were horrible. I agree. They've come a long way, just kind of like Virginia Slims, right? They've come a long way, baby. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything about cigarettes. We'll see. King Bob says your logs and navigation are fine, but you can't send a message to the company. Your driver is your manager's trying to get England to drop that 250. Yeah, I wrote back to you. I don't know if you want to post here. Why did you have to bond to something if you didn't get a ticket? Okay, so Steven, so hot here in South Carolina. Oh my gosh, it's going to be 94 and humid here. If your air doesn't work, go get it fixed. 1 hour workout. I can't believe LME filed for bankruptcy. They have awesome brand new trucks. Yeah, they didn't own any of those trucks, of course. And, I wanted to go over that too. LME and this Timmerman also closed. And a number of people wrote in the comments and said, I would have kept the truck at my house. I would have put a lien on it. You can't do any of that. Just so you know, you're not allowed to keep the equipment. You can't keep anything. And besides, in this case, it wouldn't have mattered. The owner doesn't own the truck anyway, so he doesn't really care what you do with it. But holding that so you get your pay, not going to happen. Somebody would come and get that truck from you. You don't own it. You don't have a lien on it. You can't do anything. You cannot do any of that. Ryan, flat earth. Circles are square, triangles are shapes, pyramids don't. Look, the thing is, we all know there's not a lot of research to do here. The Earth's flat. You can look outside and see it's flat. That's all we need to know, really. TJ Jones, my thoughts exactly on the trucks driving for us. When the thing stops because of a sign, when it doesn't work in the rain, okay, I don't like any of that. I don't mind a warning, but I don't want the truck to drive for me. Runaway truck ramps, yes. He went right by it. If you saw that video, it's out there. Jeff, you're going to decide between Werner and Knight. Spouse is getting her CDL and will team. Oh, all right. Well, let's see. Usually I have people that drive for these companies here. Let's get somebody out here from these companies to tell you, what are the team miles like at one of those places? Joseph Miller, things are going great here. Todd Highfill, hey, thanks for coming in. Kim, it's your first speeding ticket ever. Got you an I-95. 82 and a 55. You need a lawyer, of course. That is more than 15 over. If they wrote that, you got to fight that ticket, which you should fight anyway, right? Okay, Kim, I got a lawyer. I should read ahead a little bit. But since it's your first ticket, you hope they drop it below and maybe not even. Yeah, you got to fight that, but you should fight every ticket, even if it's 56 over, but you definitely need to fight that ticket. James, it's 95 in Alexandria. It's super hot out. Oh, my gosh. I feel bad for everybody that has to work outside, or if you don't have air in your truck, go get it fixed today. You can't sleep in there overnight. Josh, it's going to be 118 in Southern California, right by Timmerman, where they just closed 28 drivers out of work. There's no reporting requirement for that, so those drivers are just out of work. You should always be ready to get another job, always. Lurk too cold, 82 to 55. It must have been Taco Tuesday when you got that truck. King Bob, you don't know why there was a bond. They wouldn't tell me what for. They have to tell you, right? They only said if it wasn't paid, my truck would get towed. There's got to be some kind of ticket or something attached to that. They can't just make you pay. They can't hold you hostage, like it's a hostage situation. I'd want to know more about that to make sure there's not some kind of back end problem on a ticket that you don't pay because they didn't give it to you properly, and then you have a warrant out for your arrest. Really follow up with that. Michael Swift, zigzag. Yeah, you can talk about zigzags, but not Virginia Slims. Gary Range, fire west of Tremonton, Utah. 84, at least the lanes are open, but keep moving, right? A member of TAS USA. Good afternoon from Moneo, not far from me. Hello there. Standing Tall, hello. What's going on? Comfortable Man, JB Hunt or Swift are one and the same. Did you know JB Hunt actually does a little more revenue than Swift? That's really surprising. Stephen Hawkins, well, from Beyond the Grave, thank you for being here. I've read all of your books, by the way, have them all here. I ran Great Teaming for Knight several years ago. They were really good to you. Yeah, I'm surprised they were able to get you a truck considering your limitations, but that is really good of them. And thank you for putting that out there because that's the best way for people to find out someone that's there. Brooke Sand says more team miles with Werner. What are the team miles looking at like at Werner, every week? Good afternoon, GP Transco. Thanks for being here today. TJ Jones, thanks for the heads up. You might have to go that way. You're stuck in Idaho Falls. Yikes. James Faust, it's Roller Wiener Monday. I need to get a graphic for that, certainly. Let's see, opinion on rail. I don't like that they have cameras. They do pay you in training, though, so, that's better than some, but then you got the camera on the back end of it. It's kind of a wishy-washy on that. Throw you in jail for that ticket, bud. That was pretty high. You're lucky you didn't get more serious problems. And, Kim, how much is that ticket if you don't mind? John Williams would never drive an automatic. That's what we had people say here, too. But once they got him, they did like him, and most people drive an automatic to work. I'm not saying if you don't want to drive one, that's okay with me. Eventually, it's going to be almost like a car, though. Like every truck we're getting in is an automatic. You're going to have to either buy your own or maybe work for a smaller place that keeps an older truck around or orders the manuals. Alman, I'm considering idling your pickup truck every day. My car's just out there running in case I need to get in it for something. So it'll just run, no problem. Kim, you actually drove for Werner and Knight. I'm going to tell you how they have better luck going to Werner. You get nicer equipment, and that's a team. You run a lot of miles. Well, there's 2 votes for Werner. That's good. Stan, hopefully these drivers don't get falconed by the company's closing. Yeah. This is a problem. Always have $350 available to yourself so you can get yourself home from anywhere in the country. These LME drivers, at least they're local drivers, and they're able to get back home, at the end of their day, but they're still out of work. I got a ticket for Bladshaw. I got a ticket for going over the left lane in the Ohio Turnpike, so a truck wouldn't run right by the emergency vehicle. Officer said emergency vehicle was too far off. Oh, my God. I guess if he said that, the only thing you could do would be go back and video where that thing was sitting, or or if you had a dash cam, which would be really helpful, you could have run that video by the judge or whatever, because you're supposed to move a full lane over. Got it dropped, equipment violation. Oh, that'd be good. You got a ticket for that and got it dropped. Yeah, did an attorney do that or did you do that? I would never drive an automatic. Right. Look, people say it, and if that's for you, I agree with you, okay? I'm just saying that it isn't, it's not all horrible like they used to be. If you've probably been driving for a while, so you remember when they first got automatics, they were not great. They have way improved. See, do you guys know any tanker companies that are hiring with 3 months? Ooh, Trimac will hire you and train you. Who else? What other tankers will hire with not a lot of experience? Ben, I was driving in Texas north on the toll road, and this guy, who's tailgating you in Texas? Are they going 100? Tailgating me 5 to 10 miles, pulls over to the right and slammed on his brakes. Nice. Brilliant. How fast do you have to be going in Texas to tailgate somebody? King Bob, it can send the warning and citation. That's the thing. Okay, so if you got a citation with that weight on it at a scale and it's a DOT citation, that's CSA points right there. So that's where the problem is coming in, why there's a bond on it. The problem is a lot of LTL carriers are Amazon heavy. Nice. I don't know if LME did Amazon or not, but as we know from LME, this guy, LME Logistics Made Easy, was the old LME Lakeville Motor Express, and then they got in trouble, booted the union out, closed, and had to pay. That payment was just due now. That's why he closed this place. They haven't paid these people for 3 weeks, and that's a real problem for a lot of them. I mean, one guy said ironically, he's been driving 30-some years, he said. He's 58 years old, and he only has $200 to his name now because he didn't get paid. So that is a real issue. That's a real problem. Ryan, I'm anti-automatic, but broke your ankle. Holy mackerel. This week I wish I had one. You're still driving with a broke ankle? Man, what are we doing out there? Take it easy with that. These trucks need to keep up with the flow of traffic. They should. Look, all the trucks should go the speed limit. Everybody should go the same speed. Let's put it that way. Did I see the truck take out that light pole and keep going? Yeah, somebody sent. Was that you that sent that video of that? I love it. Right? Is that the Swift truck? And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they say you should always have your lights on. So he had a light on. Andrew belly dumping in Burlington, Iowa. Oh, how's it going? Still good, right? After earlier. John Doe, the problem with OTR, you can't hustle on the side. Now that I'm home, you can easily scrap and ride share. Well, you can, and I've been an Uber, signed up as an Uber driver for many years. I'm still on 80-20 if you do any of that. But really, you should make enough money where you don't have to do that. I only do it during Purdue games, and they have guarantees. So I go as far away as possible from Purdue and park. They want to get people out of the bars and stuff. And so they'll give you $25 an hour, and I just sit in my car with the car off and collect that. I never get any rides. So I rarely take anybody and get $25 an hour for doing nothing with the car off. I got a ticket in California for being half an inch over. Yeah, they are very strict on that law. And there is a bridge law video coming out here very soon. Anything new on LME? No, those guys that own that place are probably in Barbados now living it up, and nobody got paid. And that's sad. Trucker Beetle Bailey, some states require out-of-state drivers pay a bond on a ticket, right? But he's saying that there's no ticket or anything on it. So that's why I was asking earlier when he wrote to me that he didn't get a ticket and instead to pay a bond. That's a hostage. That's like extortion. I'm looking for a new driver position. Yeah, everybody's got a suggestion for that, I'm sure. Red Monkey, your witty remarks crack me up. Yeah, some people have posted some good stuff here, Joseph Miller, on some of these good places, right? Jeff P., thank you for everyone that answered. Werner does orientation by where you live. That helped, too. If you have a place that's close by you, you're likely to get home more. They took the time to build a terminal there rather than just living on a route that they drive on. So that's part of your deal, too. I don't want to go to out of state for orientation like your last company. Yeah, you should go by a place that is by you so that you don't have to be gone from home. You know they're going to get you home. They spent however many millions of dollars to build a terminal by you. Sea Loss, my friend with no experience needed a last-minute chance, and Knight gave him an opportunity. Look, they will. Knight will hire you, certainly. They're a starter company like a lot of these ones. Glenn, when are we going to see the Tesla Semi? We'll have to talk to GP Transco about that. When is that truck coming in if they're still out there? Hello from North Dallas, going to Denver. What's going on? Auto evidence. I love it. Above 80 in Virginia is a misdemeanor, reckless driving. Oh, you got to fight it. Look, if it was 56, I would tell you to fight it, certainly. Kim, I saw a GP Transco truck, and it was looking good. Look, they had that new color. And I always say don't move for a color, and I agree with that here. But their trucks aren't just the basic white trucks. I love that new color that's on those trucks. Daniel had a bird fly in front of my radar and caused a camera activation. Ha, that's right. And so now somebody at the office is going to call you. Go, what's going on? Right. It had a camera activation. Did it have a brake activation? WV, what's up? Checking and listening. Going down 64 in Huntington. Nice area out there. What do I think about MVT? Mesilla Valley? I think that if you don't get their fuel bonus, you don't get a lot of money down there. I always say in the El Paso area, I'd send people to Out West Express over there rather than any of these other places that are in El Paso. That seemed to be one of the better places in El Paso. So check Out West Express. Joseph Miller, looking for a lease where you own the truck at the end. Yikes. I'm no fan of leasing a truck, certainly. Almond, automatics are only good with the Allison because of the torque converter, but the Eaton automatics are no good. Every one that you drive is not good. Some of them shift better than others, but if you remember years ago, it was horrible. The shifting on them was horrible. They're way improved. Kim, as far as going tonight in Werner for teaming, just bear in mind neither of them pay extremely well. They pay a little better for teams, but don't expect to make $1,000 or $1,500 after taxes. Teams are, if you can come together as a team, it's usually the highest pay going. Big Berry, Blueberry Man, that's a mouthful, right? Enjoy the program. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Lenny, hauling another load of Monster Energy. Wow. I-74 in Indy to Cold Springs, Minnesota. Wow. Monster Energy. I see drivers getting that all the time. They're expensive, though. Those cans are like $250. James, I don't like how the automatic shift and downshift. Part of it is your company also, like we don't allow, at least some of the trucks here don't allow manual activation. So, if it was mountain driving and that, I wouldn't like that at all. So part of it, I think, is company. They can change the shift points and everything. That's what companies like about it. But then, it degrades the driving experience. And they rock you to death, right? Some of them are bad about that. But part of it is how the company has them set up. Jonathan, I don't know, you hate going slow up a mountain. The 12 speed, at least that I have, should drive the same. They take forever to get up to speed. Yeah, because this one starts in first all the time. I have to actually manually put it in third every time I stop at a red light. That's how I do it. All these people saying they don't want driving an automatic or get used to beans and cornbread. Nice. I guess if they broke their ankle, they'd want one also. King Bob, the paper says warning on it, and the officer told me there wouldn't be any points. I think anything they write on that, on an inspection or anything at a scale, anything on that bottom part is CSA points, not driving points on your license. It's CSA points. That's what I think. A call to, if you got a legal plan, it'd be worth talking to a lawyer about it. Liquid Trucking is pretty good in Platts Mountain. There's a tanker company. Jonathan, that's why you don't like autos either. D is your highness. Are there any sites you could check your CSA? Yes, you can get a copy of your thing at, no, that's your DAC report, right? I'll have to look and see how to get your own CSA record. Also, the Jake brakes. What am I thinking here? Where'd I go? I lost my spot as usual. Oh, Mark, you're out. This is horrible. Right, of course. I'm going to start right here. Okay. Has anybody done Uber Freight, and do they have any thoughts on it? I don't know. See if there's any owner-operators here. Any word on how the lawsuit Prime versus Prime? I think New Prime Inc. is going to lose it. That's my opinion. Amazon Prime is the one that trademarked that in 2005. I don't know what New Prime is doing. They didn't trademark their name. And now they want Amazon Prime to lose the name. Probably what will happen is they'll settle it, and each one gets to use it, and that'll be it. That's how I think it'll work. Because, is there any confusion when you see these two trailers on which is which? Almond, on the manual, it's instant on. When you turn it on and you can upshift the gears, it's instant. The manual's right. Look, this automatic, it's just always first gear when you stop. Even going like 5 miles an hour, downshifts to first gear. It doesn't make any sense. King Bob spent 40 hours waiting to be loaded at JBS. Okay, that's probably not unusual. Okay, that's a beef plant for people. How much did you make? Joe, Gully Transport in Quincy will hire tanker. Oh, all right. That's interesting. Let's see. Also, Jake brake is no good on automatics. It takes forever to kick on. I'll agree with that. It's got a several second delay, really. Ben, has anybody done Uber Freight? Okay, we'll see what the word is on that. Where did I go here? I'm off my spot as usual. Hope everyone storms Area 51. People have been sending me this. Hey, are you going to come and help us storm Area 51? I mean, what? Why am I storming Area 51? Although I saw some stars around, I'm thinking about it. Andrew Purdue might be good this year. Brum has some recruits. I assume that's some sporting thing, right? I don't go by Purdue or actually know who that person is, right? Rhino, got to do what you got to do. Trailer makes sense. Handicap rail. Oh, you could get a handicap thing on yours. Just a bad sprain. Got a little excited going up there on your dirt bike. All right. So at least it wasn't at work. GP Transco says the automatics, not a single one of our drivers said they don't like them after trying them. You're 100% automatic, right, and they seem happy. That's what we had. That's the same thing. We had drivers saying they wouldn't like them, and then we're probably 80-20 now. And nobody that's gotten an automatic complains about it after they drive it. So they're like, oh, this isn't so bad at all. So, and we'll be, as they phase the old ones out here, they'll get all automatics. It'll be the same here. How did I do with the speed blitz so far? Great. I haven't left the house yet today, so no problems. Has anybody seen anything with it, though? I do have that written on here. The blitz is on right now. Has anybody seen any extra police activity? Did you hear about the group warning to raid Area 51? Yes, I've been sent a few messages to ask to join about it, so I thought that was somewhat unusual. The sad thing about LME, it says the creditors will be paid before employees. Wages are supposed to be the first thing paid. So when the state gets involved, usually wages come out first. James Faust said the blitz starts today. Yes, that blitz will be on all week. Driving, distracted driving, wearing a seatbelt, following too close, all that. That's what they're watching for this week. Kim got in on it early. That was really nice. Worked 53 hours as a company driver at your LTL company and grossed $19.50 for 50 miles in 5.5 hours. Not bad? No. That is excellent money. More than most road drivers make. That is very, very good money. It's $100,000. Jonathan Diaz, the only thing I don't like about the automatics is they go really slow uphill. I don't know. I mean, it should pull good on a serious hill. I don't go up serious mountain, so we'll take your word for that. GP, I wondered about this. Tesla has yet to let anyone know when their semis are coming in. Yikes. Including pre-orders. I'll let you all know when we know more. I know I'm so excited to get close to one. It's going to be so great. Bladshell. There's also Danny Herman around El Paso. Don't know much about their pay. Stevens has tankers too in the oil fields. I don't know if they'll hire people that, trainees. I don't know. Maybe you could get in there and then get onto that. Stevens does run tankers in the oil fields. Flavio, hello. Thank you for being here. Kim, don't forget if you have less than 6 months, you have to start out on Squire. Oh, right. I love a Squire. And that comes with lower pay until you hit your mileage go. Yeah, Squire Transport. If people don't remember, that's part of Knight. Almond, you wish the Democrats would raid Area 51 and get shot, get rid of them. Wait, we don't want anyone to be killed, certainly. I certainly wouldn't want that. Where can I get a reefer dry van with 8 months experience lease purchase? I don't know. Nowhere, hopefully. I wish they would stop all these lease purchases. GP Transco's giving Tesla rides for the 2,000 subscriber show. Whoa, that would be great, wouldn't it? I drove an automatic for a couple weeks and giving one away to one lucky subscriber. Wow, that would be incredible. I drove an automatic for a couple weeks past January and didn't like it. Doesn't perform like the 13. I agree. I would rather the 13s, but I'm not, driving automatic to work like most everybody. You run the Rockies regularly. The 13's better. But, after driving the automatic, I'm in. It's no problem. Looking for a new company, hopefully close to Dallas. Ironically, Stevens is down there in Dallas, although they won't tell me what they pay. Jordan just had the worst experience at K&B. Right. Should have listened to me. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Look, they, they're one of the few people that came out to defend themselves, which I kind of respect at least. They're just the micromanagement part. They can pay whatever they want to pay. I'd rather make half of that money and not be micromanaged. They have this big bonus and that guarantees $1,250, but here's somebody else that the experience of working there is just too stressful. It doesn't matter. You can make that money elsewhere anyway. But, that place, it's person after person after person saying the same thing. And thank you for saying that. Maybe that will help somebody else not go there and go to a decent place. With the current headaches and downfall and over the road, I couldn't imagine having to shift to manual. You'll stay with your automatic. Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan. Walmart said that they're going to full auto. I believe it, right? Certainly, most new trucks are come with automatics at almost every kind of large company, really. Kim, do you think that they'll drop my ticket to a lower speed? Oh, I have no idea. And change the equipment to violation or make me take a driver improvement class? I don't think that they do that for CDL holders. But look, I don't know what the Virginia laws are, and it depends on your attorney and the person that wrote you the ticket. They could make it stick, or they can drop it to, jaywalking. I don't know. Fight it all the way, and hopefully you were nice to the cop, because look, my dad and grandfather both said this, and this has been from years then. When they would write somebody a ticket, they put on the back of the ticket, they would put a dot or no dot on the back of the ticket, and then when the prosecutor later would come and ask them about it, because they said, oh, this person wants us to do this, their attorney contacted us, they would look at the back of the ticket, and if they put a dot on there, you were an idiot to them, and they're like, no. The cop's like, no, I'll show up and we'll fight it. So that's how it used to be. I don't know if they do that today. I still say at least be respectful to the police that are there, because that kind of thing, just that dot, can change whether your ticket sticks or not. I think Hire Right will do your record. Does Hire Right, Hire Right is your DAC. I don't know if your CSA comes on that as well. Amazon, here's somebody right, Rhino. Amazon is not giving into the little company, so there you go. Prime needs money because they don't have enough trucks for the 150 students they bring in each week. I don't know why companies hire this. I've had people write to me from other companies also. Oh, they hired me and I have to wait 3 weeks for a truck. Don't hire people if you don't have a truck to put them in. Come on. A lot of officers don't know the difference between license points and CSA points, so you try to cut your break by writing your warning, but you still get the points. Well, I'd rather have CSA points than points on my license. I will say that. Stephen Hawking's, which is impressive that you can type this fast. It's all in the program the company has in your transmission, right? The company can make or break these automatics because they tell what the thing does. Eaton Fuller auto shifts great after they're programmed. Linny Blackwell Smith, you drove an International Eagle cab over. Wow. From Midway Truck Stop in Columbia, Missouri to the Petro in Oak Grove with a broken axle in 88. Wow. You couldn't do that today, right? Liquid Trucking pays by the hour. That's good. Do they pay overtime as well? Ryan Kim, most of them have a clue what's what. True. I mean, how right they give the all employee history. Okay, so they do. Entering Area 51 without government escort could get you killed. No, there have been people say, look, we're going to storm it. They can't kill all of us. I saw that they can't kill 250,000 of us. So, which it would be for bad news, certainly. Okay, so here's another person. Joe does Uber and their load planning is no good. Kim, they're not just going to let you walk in there and will kill people. Not 250,000 people. And there's some stars. Danny DeVito's in, a few other people, The Rock. So, and it's top secret. So, Uber pay is low, I'm sure. Oh, so Kim says Virginia is all about this, and they have activity in Pennsylvania also. Automatics are only good for city driving. Comfortable, man? I don't know. I mean, on the highway, if you're in top gear, what's the difference, really? Who's done to park on the interstate and watch the fiasco go down? Yeah, you can park out there and see everybody storming the place. King Bob, you'll take some pictures of the papers? Yeah, I would be interested to see it, right? Maybe you might need to get a lawyer, really. Hello from Ocala, Florida. What's going on? Stevens run water tankers. Yeah, I've seen their tankers, just like Smith. Okay, so Smith has tankers too then. That's another way to do it. If we raid 51, you'll be able to see where iMark works, right? Yes, they are the only ones that have the information. They're keeping it under lock and key there. David, so Stevens Transport only paying $1,300. So that's better than they pay probably the rest of theirs, but that is low in the oil fields. But you're at a larger place, so maybe it'd be a more stable job rather than some trucking company that might have like 4 trucks or whatever. Gary, the only thing bad I found out about driving an automatic was the first week was that you were hyperextended my knee trying to find the clutch. That was always the problem driving the manual truck, is that you'd get in your car and then slam the floor down, really. So that was, it's kind of reversed. If he's looking for a job in Dallas, Old Dominion, yeah, anywhere you go, Old Dominion would be a good choice, certainly. Running empty with your automatic truck getting 10 miles per gallon. That's really good. If you're buying the fuel, that's even better. Jason, you run I-5 a week dedicated run, and there are no more cops out than usual. from the base of the grapevine. Also, California, surprisingly, is not up on this. Blue Lion, what's going on? We're talking about Timmerman, Starlight Trucking closing, LME, a lot of stuff here. James Faust, what company went out of business in California? Timmerman, Starlight Trucking closed their doors and sent their drivers home, 28 drivers, so they say, and some office people, and just closed up shop. They've been open for 40 years. So people always tell me, Mark, I'm going to go to a small company or whatever. Well, this was a small company, and they just closed, and they don't even have a reporting requirement. You're not even going to be able to ding them later to get your 60 days of pay or anything. Nothing. You're just out of a job. Ryan, I don't at least purchase through a small company. Very happy with them. 75% of the load. I also see the invoice. I would not do a lease purchase through a mega carrier. Certainly, right. Look, I haven't seen one yet that I would recommend, but you might recommend that. I think you're better off buying a truck yourself and owning the piece of equipment. I'd like to know why over-the-road drivers earn only 1 day home per week. Well, normies get 2 days. It depends. What is a normie? That's number one. And not over-the-road. Not all of them give you 1 day per home per week. Some it's a day and a half. Some it's two. It's a company by company thing. It just depends. Alex Express, hello. Thank you for being here. I got pulled over last night in your personal vehicle for speeding. Do I have to report it to a company? Yes. Most companies are going to want you to report that. And if not, every year you have to fill a sheet out with the last year of violations. So they're going to find out about it anyway. But if they don't have that, look, I'd fight it. I would fight that ticket, certainly. Get it, make sure you get it dismissed, and then you don't have to say anything. But most companies that I found have a policy where you're supposed to report it to them. Hello, on vacation. Oh, nice, Michael. On vacation for you. Super great. I hope you're getting paid a week's pay. Kim, there's no dot in the back of your ticket. I don't know if that's some kind of policy. That's what they used to do, okay? But that was extremely nice. I knew he got you for speeding. Come around the corner. He was on the shoulder, windows down, four ways off before he even turned his lights on. Yeah. I'm just saying that's what my dad and grandfather did. They were cops. And so that's how they knew whether they would okay any kind of, reduction or anything like that with the prosecutor. That's all I'm saying. How each cop does it, I don't know. Walmart is the largest donating company to Bernie Sanders, $25 million. Well, that's super nice of them. I'm surprised you would take that. Doesn't he have an average donation of $23 or something? Although I try not to do politics, but $28 or something. How long does it take to lose CSA points? I don't know. That's interesting. Raider Express is out of the Dallas area, yeah, like 60 miles an hour, and they're not known for super high pay. I already told the Walmart dispatch team about it, and they said as long as you get it dropped to 15, I can keep my job, and they won't take any action. Yikes. Well, and I don't understand that, too. That's another thing companies do. You get a ticket, and they immediately write you up or something. That's not really fair. Until the ticket is a conviction, you don't really have a ticket. In America, you're innocent. The ticket even says by signing here, you're not admitting anything. You're just agreeing to come to court. So, I don't like any of that where they do something to you right away. It's not fair to you. If you get it dismissed, the record stays clean. But that's some places do it. King Bob, the paper the officer gave me has your student's name on it because he was driving. Oh, great. Then why? Then I wouldn't even worry about it. Not that we're trying to put it off on the student, but if it's not your ticket, what are we doing here? D is your highness. You can dispute anything a former employer putting your work history through HireRight for free. Sometimes companies hose you. Make sure to have pictures when leaving. Oh, absolutely. Pictures of everything. Everybody take pictures. Get everything in writing. Outdoor Hillbilly automatics are not bad. I agree. I love them. When our work, Dayton Freight Whole Fleet are all autos, right? So no problem. And most of those drivers are local. What can we do about places? Better take hours on end to load us. Brokers are not paying. I don't know. I wouldn't go to a place that didn't pay me. I mean, seriously, Mark, that's a weird answer. Not really. Look, I mean, I don't go to work and then not get paid. So I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, once a place doesn't pay you, you don't go there anymore. Seriously. If it's in there to get paid and you have a contract, sue them. I mean, if you're an owner operator and have a contract, sue them, but employees get paid. I'm tired of the battle between auto manual. We're all drivers, and companies are hurting us all. There's a lot of bigger problems than that, certainly. Companies love automatics because they're better for the fuel bill. We do get better mileage. They said they also save on clutches because they don't have people burning clutches out. Is HireRight DAC report same day? I think you download it right away, right? I think it's downloadable. Do you have to be on duty while getting a DOT physical? DOT physical. No, what did they say about that? I was just reading about that. If you get to schedule it yourself and can take it on whatever time you schedule, then no, you don't have to. But because they wrote this in a guidance, and ironically, I was just reading about it. If they tell you go and be at this place at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m., right, and take it then yes. And that's how the DOT worded it for physicals, because somebody asked. Illinois is loaded with cops as always. What's new about that, right? They put all that money into fixing the roads in Chicago. Miggy Swift also have automatics, enclosed trailers, or Freightliner Argosies. Wow. Where are they getting a Freightliner? Oh, for their car haulers, right? An Argosy. The dude who wants to be out in 115-degree heat in the middle of the desert. So that's the benefit of riding in the heat out there. The cops won't stop you. Ran $2.99 from Reading to the coast and back. Wish you had an automatic then. Swift auto trucks are junk. It's all in their programming, right? If they had programmed them better. If my student's name is on the paper, does it still fall on me? No, if you're not on the paper, it's not your ticket. It's the student's problem which you should help them then, get a lawyer or whatever, get it off of their thing. Why are they taking the $250 out of your check then? Warnings will still put CSA points on you. Yes, that is correct. That's what I'm saying. If they wrote this even as a warning, you can still get CSA points on it. So that's why they're asking for money too. So you're still getting something out of this. But if it's the name on the thing is who it goes to. Hey, Mark, my question is at 65, how do I get out of a blown steer tire? Do I slow down? Well, my truck would only go 65. And I've blown a few steer tires, and I just drive it off to the side of the road. I didn't have that much of a problem as I thought it was going to be on the first one. If you're going slower, then I'll step on it, to push the thing forward. But I'm already going my max speed, so just slow it down and bring it on to the side. Hit the like button. I appreciate that, Alex. Thank you very much. And let me go over to this, right? Don't forget, because we got this 20,000 subscriber show next week. Next week it is coming, and there it goes right there. And it's going to be brought to everybody. We're going to give away a blue parrot on there. Okay, so don't forget to get the blue parrot. It's going to be a $450 we're going to give away on that show. And also, we're going to have GP Transco is nice enough to give a dash cam away for that, or a GPS. We're talking to them about that. So GP Transco is also going to help us out on that show, and we thank them very much for that. And that will be next week. I'm also got some T-shirts I'm going to give away. I got a Love's gift card I'm going to give away. It's going to be a great show. So be sure to be there on that show. And come and get your stuff. No purchase necessary, as always. So let me just throw that out there before I forget about it. And then, of course, now I have to do 50 million clicks to get back to where I was. But anyway, I'm back there, right. Hate to change the subject. Where's the CFI phone holder? Oh, right. All right, so the CFI phone holder, which I don't know where I'm going right there. Okay, is right there. It's the CFI phone holder. Still in excellent condition, no problems with it right there. Thank you very much for asking. I did bring it there. By account at each company, especially the larger ones, CSA points fall off. Oh, like driving tickets? Is there some kind of DOT blitz going on? Yes, the blitz is on the 14th to the 21st. CSA points are fall off after 3 years. Sending the pictures, thank you very much. Why do companies schedule DOT physical instead of going anywhere you want? Because they pay, and they probably get some kind of discount at the place. So they allow a discount, and you can only use certain doctors. They have to be DOT FMCSA certified doctors. But believe me, when they send 300 people over or whatever, they get a discount. It took 3 weeks to get your husband's DAC mailed to you. My husband traded paint with an illegally parked night truck at a Love's in Gary, and Trans Am classified as a sideswipe. Yeah, typical, right. Still fighting high right over the reporting info. Wonderful. Mike, he had an object that is chargeable to him. Nice. All companies should have trusted driver test new equipment and give back feedback when things can be changed through computer mapping. They should, but they don't care. So because they've got some kind of bean counter that says, oh, if we do this, we'll get another 1/10 of a mile per gallon. That's why they do that. They don't really care, necessarily what a driver thinks about it, really. They just go, oh, we can get a little bit more fuel on here, so that's what matters, really. Chicago LTL straight time should be $30 an hour. Yeah, I think a lot of it is up there, really. You can get pretty good. At Smith, the other side, you can get a maximum of 3 days off per home time. On Walmart Dedicated, you work 3 weeks and you get 1 full week off. So it's different. Each company is different on their home time. That's certainly the thing. Some are a day and a half, and then here's Smith. Each one's got their own. You have to call every single one of them to find out what the difference is on every single one of them. You got 2 T-shirts you ordered are great. Love the graphics. Oh, thank you, James Faust. I appreciate that. Yeah, I never talk about it. There's a shop I have on Teespring, so you can get your merch. I'm sure you see it on some of the videos, but I'm also going to be giving a couple of T-shirts away next week. We're going to have a great show. It's going to be a great 20,000 subscriber milestone. I never thought that day would be here, and thank you to like Blue Parrot and GP Transco for also helping out on this show as well. So I want to also go over the rates, which I have here. I like to do this every week because I'm always curious, because every week I see tons of videos. Oh, trucking's in a recession. Trucking is horrible. Everybody's going to not truck. Okay, so what does DAT say again? Rates. Reefer rates are $2.30. They're up 5 cents from June and up 15 cents from May. Vans are $1.93, up 4 cents from June and 14 cents from May. And for an example, one route I wrote down, Memphis to Indianapolis, is $2.56, up 22 cents. So DAT says every week I read about it, rates are up. Rates are up, rates are up, rates are up. So is that a recession when the rates are going up? No, it's not. Now, where you are, maybe what you're doing is down or whatever, but overall, this is a nationwide DAT load board thing. Rates are up. So all you got to do is keep your record clean, stay at a job for more than 5 minutes, and you won't have any problem, finding work and getting a job. Come to work every day and keep half a decent record, and don't switch jobs every 2 months. And you got it made. You got it made in trucking. There's still 300 and some million people in this country. They all got to buy stuff. They all need food, and they all need everything else. No problem. Everybody still has to have stuff. S2H. My company subcontracted a one-way line haul to K&B. The driver came in dressed in a tuxedo and stunk like open butt. Did the driver really come in a tuxedo? I mean, I know some drivers like to dress up, but holy mackerel. Trucking Man 2015. California says an add an endorsement on your CDL. You have to retake all written tests. Some states are like that, right? Some states do it. Some don't. Here, it stays on forever. Each one's different. Blue Line, and here in Indiana, you can just take one test for whichever one you want to add. Blue Line, I was told by the company to stay on duty while fueling the truck and waiting at the shipper, but I'm not getting paid by the hour. What are my thoughts? My thoughts are you should be on duty while fueling the truck and waiting at the shipper. The pay of it is different because we should get paid by the hour. Now, waiting at the shipper, you should be being paid detention time. But anything you do to the truck, so I'm always going to put out the legal thing because I agree with it. Anything you're doing to the truck, fueling it, inspecting it, closing the doors, anything, whatever it is, it's on duty time. So fueling the truck is on duty time, of course. And you could, at a good inspector could notice that you don't have any on duty time to fill up the truck. It'd be like, how do you buy fuel? That kind of thing. That would be a good question to ask. So yeah. You need to be on duty for that. That's the law. And if you're not getting paid by the hour to wait at the shipper, I would go to my company and go, why am I not being paid for my time? That is a very good question. And don't let them get away with an answer of, well, this, trucking doesn't pay that. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. When there are 15-year-olds right now working at Target getting paid, you need to get paid. Linny, I always get your own physical from Worker Occupation Wellness in Columbus. So you go in, you schedule your own time, and if you pay for it yourself also, it doesn't have, you don't have to log that. That the DOT says that can be off duty. What's a physical run now? I think they're $55 where we get them here, or at least that's the cost they say. I bet the company pays half of that price or whatever, Still a bargain, but most places want you to go to just their doctor. And here they pay for it, although in Indiana they're not required to. Mark, did I hear about the Pam case where the judge ruled drivers must be paid on sleeper berth? Okay, the judge didn't rule that drivers had to be paid on sleeper berth time. Here's what really happened on this. It didn't change trucking forever, okay? What happened is Pam asked for a dismissal of the case. Pam's being sued to say, look, drivers should be paid for all of their time, at least minimum wage, including sleeping time. Pam said, hey, we want that dismissed. So what a judge has ruled now is they said to Pam, no, we are not going to dismiss that. Okay, what that means is the case gets to go to trial. It doesn't mean Pam loses or anything. It means, okay, you've asked for a dismissal, a summary dismissal, right? So saying there's no facts to this, it's dismissed. And the judge says, no, this case has enough facts to go forward. It didn't rule on anything like anybody gets paid anything. All it means is that the case gets to move forward. That's exactly what happened with it. And I've done a video about this Pam case a while ago when it first started out. I don't like fighting for minimum wage. I don't think it's a great amount of pay. And I don't want to just fight for like the lowest amount of pay possible. But it would be interesting to see where the case goes. But all that happened is the case gets to go to trial now. Trucking was not changed forever. I got a warning for reckless driving on 284 New Jersey, but the officer did not want to see your dash cam and did not mind giving my good record. What can I do? You're driving your semi. Well, you're going to have to fight it. And if you have a dash cam, that's the perfect way to fight that. The judge will want to see that video from your dash cam, even though the officer did not want to. So, of course, every ticket, no matter what it is, you fight because it's your livelihood, including this one. Take your dash cam video to court as evidence. Say, here, Your Honor, is why he's wrong. And there you go. And hopefully you win it. Hi, Mark. Are there any good companies for team drivers? Yeah, we've had several people here say Werner, of all places, is a good place to go as a team. Mad Maldy, guys with their own authority. GP Transco is here. Again, random question. We have APUs in our trucks. That's good. But drivers are refusing to use them in idle. Really? Which doesn't benefit the driver but ends up burning a lot more fuel. Any ideas? Yeah, I would personally make the truck turn off after 5 minutes. Absolutely. I mean, you have an APU. There's no reason they shouldn't use it. And I don't know, why wouldn't drivers want to use it? I'm really curious about that. But I would say make the truck only run 5 minutes unless it's under a certain temperature. I'm sure you can do that in the settings of the new truck. So if it's under, say, 10 degrees or something where you don't want the truck off, let the truck run. But otherwise, yeah, the truck turns off 5 minutes. Passed by a truck doing 72 in a construction zone. Speed limit was 45. And also have an idle policy. And I think that since you have an APU, there's no reason that you can't say, look, you must keep your idle under 8% or 10% or 5%, something really, really low. Otherwise, it's a problem. It's not like you're, smoking the drivers out of there. If they're given an APU and the drivers will say, what if it stops? Well, you say, look, all you got to do is call in and say it doesn't work, and then we can change it so the truck runs, and then you can run the truck until we fix the APU. But until then, no way, right? Idle policy, percentage. Passed the truck doing 72 in a construction zone. Speed limit was 45. With so many skilled drivers, I'm surprised there's a shortage. Yeah. This kind of stuff, this is why in Indiana, at least, they've closed. I-65 closed. It's going to close again here for a couple of weeks because people keep running the construction workers over. It's the speed limit's 45, and usually the fines are doubled. Where's their cop for that? Where's there a cop to get this person? R&L, Estes, Old Dominion are good companies to run teams. Oh, that'd be interesting if you ran for an LTL company. Minimum driver salary should be $100. I'm agreeing with you that an over-the-road driver should make $100,000 a year to be gone from their house. Yes. King Bob sent a separate email with the photo attachments. Okay, that's good. I'll check that out. Gary, Southern Cal Transport has no mandatory timeout for time off. Do a run, they ask you when do you want to go back out if you're a roamer and not on a dedicated run. That's interesting. You got $75. Okay, becoming a big fan of PPT accumulation for time off. I accumulate time even cleaning out your truck to go home for the week. All time on duty is accumulated. You can sense, right. Oh, that's a very good way to do it, too. So the more time you have on duty, the more time off you get. I like it. James, New Jersey physicals went to 100. Yikes. If your company doesn't pay for it, I would think you could tax deduct it as a unreimbursed business expense, for work. Ask your tax professional. I've seen 3 trucks pulled over in the last 20 miles, so they are out there working this blitz, which is on right now through the 21st for speeding, distracted driving, seatbelts. Remember, they stand on the overpasses. I've seen them with the car down below right in there in the binocs, and they're checking you out. Do you have your seatbelt? Are you texting? That kind of stuff, 89 in Southern Indiana for a physical. Okay, that's more than I thought. But I'm sure the companies that go there pay $45 or something, right? $45.50, I bet. Charles, $44.50. Chicago area physical was $150 in 2016. Well, you're in Chicago. I mean, Ricardo, you're quite welcome. Mike, thanks for the clarification on Pam and the shade and cast on. Oh, I'm not casting any shade on anybody. I don't even know what you're talking about, certainly. I'm just saying. Sometimes people put stuff out there to get you to watch a video that the information is not really totally 100% accurate. Randy Trucker Weight Loss Buddy channel. I had to bungee my landing gear handle down because it had no place to stow it. Will the DOT pop you? No, I think it's secured, and you have satisfied, would be my suggestion, the law that the handle be secured on the side like that. No problem. I mean, I carry a bungee for just that kind of reason. So, because half the time you come and that little holder thing is gone or whatever. Yeah, so absolutely. Do I think the PAM lawsuit will change the trucking industry with getting paid for all our time? No, I don't think it's actually going to win, actually. When it finally goes to trial, what I think they may settle it, but and just pay these people off. But I don't think it's going to win because transportation is exempted from minimum wage in the federal, the FLSA. So even though this judge has ruled it, I don't think that they're going to win. I just don't think so. I'd be surprised if they win. Very surprised. Comfortable on Illinois will throw you in jail for a minimum of 15 years for hitting a road worker. They should. There's no excuse for that. I mean, come on. My wife came with Nathan, your wife came last week. She said, I don't know how you could do this every week. Yeah, right. People get a different view of it when they actually get out there. Steel Horse, set outside temperature, idle temperature 60 and 30 on your idle, then 5-minute shutdown. Yeah, I think that's a very good solution to it. What does GP Transco think about a driver's salary of $100,000? That's a lot. That's a lot to ask of any place. GP Transco, interestingly, some drivers say the APU does not vibrate the truck the way an idling truck does. They miss the idle, putting them to sleep. Huh? Wow. Well, okay, but then you got to say, look, you got to buy your own truck. Then we're trying to save money, and it's different if you were not providing an APU or something. But here's the thing: you got heat, you got air conditioning. That's what a driver needs. So, and I like them. So, you got to have a policy where it says at this percentage, you're going to get in trouble because we're providing you a way to stay cool, and you're solving the company's problem of wasting fuel and the driver problem of staying cool, which almost rhymes. I'll take it as a rhyme, today. Steel Horse says as long as you have bunk heaters, yeah, as long as they're being kept comfortable, then they have to use the APU. I mean, you spend extra money on this and then they don't use it. It's crazy. Can you take an 8-hour break before your 8 hours are up? I don't know what exactly that means. GP Transco, that's one of the reasons we're trying to figure out how to save on fuel. Right. It allows to keep your driver wages. Exactly. It pays very good there, or they wouldn't, I wouldn't like the place much. Only work inside 11-hour radius of home and weekends off. That's good too. Make sure you don't take that break early, or you have to take the break twice. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I didn't even get it. Yeah, you can take a 30-minute break every time you want. But like Steel Horse, you're correct. You take it early, you're taking another break. So you take it at 2 hours, but then you're taking another break. Trucking man, why do some drivers get close behind you in a construction zone? 45, what's their hurry to pay? And then they flip you off. Oh, I love that. They're mad at you. This is why in Indiana they've started closing the roads and creating a lot of traffic because people just will not slow down in there. No weight test on them. Cat, I don't have any PTO, but I do have a generator installed. Then I installed an air conditioner that comes through the back. Oh, I'd love to see a picture of that. WV, I left over the road and came home local. Make $22.80, not bad. Picking up garbage dumpsters. 2 weeks paid vacation, paid holiday, sit in air conditioning, 12 hours a day, and a union. Not bad. That cannot be waste management. At least here, the waste management ads here actually say that the trucks only have a fan, that they're not air conditioned. So there you go. King Bob, should you go to GP Transco? I'm not sure if they hire out of there, but they're here to ask, do we hire out of Dallas? Maybe they do. Because I'm not sure. Cassius King Trucking, what's happening? It's good to see you here. What do you think, Cassius King? Is there a blitz on? Have you noticing anything out there? And did you ever get your air conditioning fixed? Because it's super hot. We just called the Oklahoma Transportation Division. They said only tickets puts on points, but you get CSA points. Anything the scale writes on there is a violation. You can get CSA points for you. I'm telling you. But if your name isn't on it, it isn't your points. I'm not saying we throw this other guy to the wolves, but if your name isn't on it, it isn't your points. The person that's on it is the one that gets whatever the problems are. Caleb, why don't they do road construction at night instead of filling potholes during rush hour and call you for your backup with guys running around with shovels? I agree. They do, try to do these at night. And some of the roads here close at 7 p.m. I've noticed that. But it's still a problem. WV, it's Republic, and they have air conditioning then. I know the Waste Management ad says in the ad, no air conditioning, some trucks. I love how it says some trucks. You're provided a fan. So I love it. You saw GP Transco trucks pulling Amazon trailers. Oh, that's awesome. Was it the new blue truck? I love that color. Ricardo, a warning can damage your record. For a long time keeps a warning in the system. Yeah, a written warning. Anything they write on, that kind of stuff can get on there. That's why I want people to fight everything. But even warnings, there's nothing to fight. That's a real problem. You get a warning, there's no ticket really, so nothing to fight. Problem. Cassius King got the air fixed and went out again in Florida, and it's 99 and no AC. What's going on? When are we getting this new truck? Brittany, a short haul under 100 miles need to do the 30-minute break. Short hauls have been off of the exempted on that kind of stuff. As long as you stay within the 12-hour, if you're doing the short haul exemption. Hey, what's going on? Hey, it's good to see you here today. Why don't they do road construction at day and night and hurry up and get it done? Well, in Indiana, at least they've been closing the road supposedly to hurry up with it. King Bog, I'm just wondering because England's saying it's your fault and that's why they're taking the $250 out of your next check. If you're gonna stay there, it's different than if you're not gonna stay there because it's $250. I might apply for wage theft kind of with the state. Unpaid wages if they took that out of there, especially if it's not your name on the ticket. But then they're not going to really like you after that. You see what I'm saying? So if it's somewhere you're going to stay, you might have to eat the $250 and tolerate it. If you're really leaving, then it's worth filing with the state for wages that are saying I made money, they won't pay me. I didn't get any ticket. It would be your argument. I don't know what they're talking about. So Marty, I saw a container being pulled by UPS. Yeah, I've seen them pull a lot of JB Hunts out of Indianapolis for some reason. Todd, 29 years experience. Nice. Last two in Chicago called Night. Really? Wanted me to go with a trainer because you don't have 18 months and 3 years. Yes. Driving local Chicago is not as difficult as holding a steering wheel in the interstate. I understand. I don't know why these places think that. Like, oh, you're local, so you don't have experience. So you back up 40 times a day, and that's not considered experience. I'm assuming you didn't go there, and I'm glad that you didn't. Hey, Gail, what's going on? Anything on Wilson Transportation owned by Paul Meyer? No. Wilson is owned by Jim Palmer, right? It's part of the Jim Palmer prime triad of companies, as you could say. Can you fight a warning? I don't know if you can fight a warning, Steel Horse, because nothing happened. You see what I'm saying is that you didn't get a ticket. You didn't get an infraction. So you're really appealing almost nothing. So I don't know if you can do a data queue challenge. It might be worth checking into. Hey, does all companies cover spouse and children health insurance? No, not all of them. Most of them offer you health insurance, and you can generally buy it. It's more than $100 a person. It depends on the company. I pay about $71 a week for health insurance for two people here, which is not bad in the industry, not the best. Some are free, but it's usually not great insurance, and I've seen some that are more than that. Usually any company of any size, though, does provide some kind of insurance that you can buy. There's our GP Transco answer for King Bob. They have been working on Route 422 since 2007. Is it nice and smooth? So they're having Route 422 is being done by artisans. It's craftsmen and it's gluten free. Semper Fido, hey, what's going on from Hot Central Valley? Mike, you've got a 29-year experience here playing tonight. Maybe just for laughs, right? Brittany, you're welcome. Caleb, why would you sign for a ticket for a moving violation if you're not signed in driving? Well, I don't know that, let's find out. Did he sign the ticket? Did he sign anything there? Or I think it may just be the company that's putting it on him now. Kids visited the other night. One of them hit the AC office. We were getting out to go to the store, came back and felt like an oven and melting your vitamins. Yikes. You'll do that, right? I'll do that sometimes. I'm driving and I'm like, why is it so hot in here? Oh, I turned off the air. Or who's got this Freightliner, right? It turns to green. From blue, it turns to green. You're like, man, it is hot in here. It goes to this eco-friendly air conditioning, which doesn't barely work, especially in this kind of weather. I assume that's also some kind of company setting that they could change. Gary, download a Sleep Melody app. If you're having problems sleeping, shut the truck off, use the APU. The Sleep Melody has the sound of a truck running. Oh, that's really super interesting. What is the wife? She's got an app. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sure I'll remember it after the show. Gail spoke with JP. They were awesome. Wilson had 0 time. Recruiter said he was too busy. Yeah, because Wilson and, Jim Palmer and all that, they're busy. They put tons of ads out, and so they get lots of people to call. They should take time with you. Come on, any company, Wilson or anybody else that they want you to work there. Holy mackerel. Oh, it's a good question for GP. Also, do you hire drivers with an automatic restriction? We'll see what they say about that. Marty, how many miles a year do you think is the slowest prime driver has? How many miles can you get going 57 miles an hour? I don't know. King Bob has a good answer there. The LTL company Wilson bought by Central. Doesn't Central own by Swift? Caleb, you cannot fight a warning. That's why they give you a warning, because you can't fight it and you get off of it. Yeah, you're not getting a ticket, so there's nothing for you to fight, but then you got to eat the points on it. That's the worst part of it, There's no way that should be right. 422 isn't done. Isn't GP a Prime fleet? No, GP is not part of Prime. Earth's on I-75 in Cincinnati is horrible. At least you have all that chili to keep you busy while you're doing that on Chili Wednesdays. The CSA points on a warning is being denied life, liberty, or property without due process. Well, that's an interesting fight you could take up with them. Check it out on the website. You appealed the warning, received and won the CSA points. Where did you appeal it? How did you do that? Did you do a data queue challenge, or how did you get that off of there? What have I heard about national carriers? Not a lot. Let's see if there's somebody out here from them, though. Almost done with school. Did a 5-month course thinking about TMC or Maverick. Well, I'd rather go to Maverick. I just don't like all these TMC problems. And it's not problems in the sense that pay. It's the problems of like short hair, tattoos, this kind of make your bed. And you say, oh, that doesn't matter. It does matter. When they do this kind of little stuff like this, and they'll ding you for not making your bed and for walking in the grass, that kind of stuff is very, very accurate. Very, very, just mind-numbing. It's just mind-numbing. Also, when he had a co-driver, he would kill the air from the back. Why would he do that, too? Hey, back there, driver controls that. Go to Maverick. They have a guarantee. They do have a guarantee at Maverick as well, which TMC doesn't have. Central was Dick Simon. Yeah, and Swift got in on all that program. And so now they're Central. D.A. Simon, you were late. You were at a pre-sleep study. What is a pre-sleep study? Did they tell you what the sleep study is going to be doing? Josh, he has a video on both. I do, right. Central, I don't think I have a TMC video, right? Central Freight Lines and Central Transport are different. Yes, okay. So you did it on the FMCSA website and you're successful. Did you need an attorney? Was it simple? That is really good, right? I'll have to look into that. That would make a great video. So I didn't know you could fight a warning. And what kind of criteria did you use to fight a warning? What do you say to them? Take this off of here, this warning, when you really haven't been charged with anything. Interesting. James, you have to leave for work, but we'll watch next Monday. Stay safe. Thank you all. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Don't forget about the giveaway show next week. I always want to remind people of that this week because it's going to be huge. We're going to give away a Blue Parrot 450. They're going to be on there. GP Transco also. We got a dash cam / GPS going to come out from GP Transco. Thank you to them. It is going to be a wonderful show. And CTS Business Coaching is also in on the show. So I've got some T-shirts, Love's gift card. It is going to be great. No purchase necessary. How about that? Next week, 20,000. Who knew that could ever happen here? Incredible. More to me probably than anybody, really. Looks like you're heading into the rain. St. Louis, rain all the way back to Ohio. Yeah, we're going to get the remnants of that hurricane / tropical storm. Craig, I drive for national carriers on 6 years. You're going to retire here? What? So, all right, so you're going to retire a great company. What is the great thing? What would you say to somebody that's asking about it? Mr. Chapstick, like it. How's Indy looking? Did they finish the road work? Yeah, for now, and the road work was on 65, and that they were doing earlier, but they're going to close again for 17 days. Do you know why egg sandwiches are cheap? Because Ruan pays 40 cents a mile. I don't know what that means. The view's up, shared on Facebook. Yes, thank you, Trucker Beetle Bailey. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're just right at 20,000. Very, very close. Josh, it's under the hip. Oh, right, to TMC. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe. I have too many that I have from last year that I've forgotten which one it is. Does Maverick have an employee stock ownership program? I don't think so, but they do have a guarantee. You'll be better off with a guarantee than owning part of the company. Ricardo, thank you for clearing the doubts with reference written warning. I'd like to know, exactly how that. Okay, Still Horse, you can email about it. I appreciate that. Just how to get that off of there. That could help, tons of people. Oh, sleep study take-home device. Turn it back in and they download the data. Oh, that's interesting. That's better than having to go to a hospital or whatever and do it. They stick this stuff all over you and then watch you all night sleep. I'm sure you get a great night's sleep doing that. Kane, how do we enter to win stuff? All you have to do is be live on the show. That's it. There's no enter. There's no nothing. Just be right here. No purchase necessary. We're going to pick people out of the, you'll hear an alarm go off, right? And then we'll have a random number generator. That's how I do it. Because it all has to be random and I have to have all the information in the description and everything. And then I just count back and you're the winner and it's shipped to you free, everything, no problem. So Blue Parrot 450 among many other things. Please be here for that. And that is my thank you to everybody, believe me. GP Transco will be the average weekly pay, right? They're doing good there. Let's check the video out. Yeah, see how that good. We should get NASCAR points for every TMC and Prime we pass. I don't know why TMC goes so slow, too. Their destination is excellence, but it seems like excellence is a really long way away for them. Driver suggested Knight doesn't know anything about them after the trainer stuff. Went to trusted source, started Schuster. Okay, let me know how it goes at Schuster. I like the place, right? And believe me, it's going to be better than Knight, especially if you have experience starting there. So, and thank you for saying that. I do appreciate it. Craig, great new equipment, open door policy, competitive pay, laid back family atmosphere. All right. All right, we'll take that. What? No, I always go to this. What's a detention pay at a place like that that's hauling a lot of meat loads? DOT is on the Ohio Turnpike near Pennsylvania. Okay, Theo, Pam loses lawsuit. Judge says you're going to pay for all hours, including sleeping hours. No. What happened in this lawsuit, right, is that there's been a lawsuit against Pam to pay for all hours, okay, all hours. That drivers should get paid minimum wage. Well, Pam filed a motion that said, wait a minute, we want this lawsuit dismissed. We want to dismiss this. And so this judge, who's already overseeing this lawsuit, told Pam, no, we're not dismissing we're not going to use your motion. We're not going to dismiss it. That's all that happened. That means the lawsuit gets to move forward and go to trial, okay? Because their lawsuit for dismissal was, their motion for dismissal was turned down. That's all that happened. No, things weren't changed forever or anything like that. That's not what happened. The case can now go to trial, and so we'll see if it actually goes to trial, if Pam settles with the drivers that are suing them, what happens with it. We'll see, but nothing really changed over this motion dismissal, which is what currently happened. Brooksand, everybody's share trucking ends will have 50,000. Oh, that would be really great. I can't believe it's at 20,000. I really, really can't. I mean, I had no idea. Believe me, no idea. Semper Fido read about a bloodbath. Holy yikes! Of drivers being laid off. Holy mackerel! Where's the driver shortage? Where's this bloodbath going on? Who's being laid off? Name companies that are laying drivers off. I'd love to see a company that is laying anybody off. Here's GP Transco with that answer. Exactly. Richard Moss, what is your opinion of exclusive expedition trucking? I never even heard of that. It sounds fancy, though. But I never heard of exclusive expedition trucking. It does sound like a great place. Just from their name, though. Bobby, can a bilateral below-the-knee amputee hold a CDL? I drove for years ago under Class D. Boy, that's interesting. I have no idea. I'd have to look that up. I mean, that's a very specific question. Bilateral below-the-knee amputee. I'll say, look, it's just a guess. I think you can if you can pass the physical otherwise. Because if you had a Class D, which is how I started with a Class D license in Illinois as well, and transferred over. So I don't see why not. But who knows what the DOT thinks. I'd have to look that up. Cassius King Trucking, no new truck for now. I thought you were going to get a truck. Rates are down and costs are up. Your insurance went up by 30%. I did hear that insurance did go up in some places, yes. Rhino, glitched, right? Todd, Illinois State Police are setting up on ramps. Yeah, this is what they do. And I don't know if they're doing it specifically for seatbelts, but I've seen them where, of course, they line the ramps, and then they're up over the overpass, and they look down at you. Are you texting? Do you have your phone in your hand? Do you have your seatbelt on? That kind of thing. And they just call their friends in their cars. Now, it's kind of hot today, so they may not do it, right? Gary, if your air conditioner's fading in and out and not blowing cool, try turning on your manual engine fan to cool off the head pressure in the condenser. That works if you still have a truck with a manual engine fan switch. I haven't seen any of those for quite a while. Craig, detention's 20 after 2 hours. That's not bad. Of course, I think it should be all time. You probably do as well. That's better than a lot, though. I mean, we got to work with what we got and try to do better. 1 hour workout, I can vouch for layoffs at Old Dominion for Indianapolis and Chicago. That's interesting because I did, they're building an Old Dominion by me. And so I called down to Indianapolis a few weeks ago to talk to them about, should a driver work there and then move up here, whatever. And they said they have a waiting list, that they weren't hiring because they have a waiting list in Indianapolis. So I don't know, I don't know what to say about that. Hey, Mark, if I want to get my auto restriction off, but I don't have a manual to practice, and what should I do? Well, you're going to need to practice in a manual. I mean, you're just going to have to do it. There's really no other way around it, right? You're going to have to go somewhere that has a manual. There's no better way to do it. Bobby, thanks. You hold a state license for a car with no restrictions. Look, I'm just guessing on that. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any reason why you couldn't do it. If you got a D and so you passed the DOT physical, then I don't see why not. I don't know. Your doctor may have to give you some kind of thing in writing that says, it's legit, but I don't see why not. Steel Horse, if you get laid off, should I do the next job or interview with your Loves helmet and shield? I think so. That's pretty good. We should write to Loves. Oh, I should get a Loves helmet to give away. I don't know if I could get one. But that's not a bad idea. Go in with the Loves helmet and say, only real drivers wear this. You see a lot more Volvos in the South. Why is that? I have no idea. I mean, I see them all over the place. Long live the Super 10. Oh, this is good. If you have the automatic restriction, you should go, try practicing in a Super 10. It shifts so slow that you shouldn't have any problem, getting the next gear, because while you're trying to get the next gear, you could have a taco, eat a roller wiener or whatever, and then eventually you can catch the next gear with it. So that'd be a good way to get practice, get started out with those. And come out to interview with armor on and hire it on the spot. There's no reason not to hire you. If you're willing to wear that, absolutely. Long hail the Smith system. I totally agree with that. I mean, that's part of that one accident, exactly. James Faust, where do I work? Oh, that's good. I don't normally get asked that question. So it's good that I get that unusual question for people that don't know, maybe new people on the show. I don't ever say where I work. Unlike everybody on YouTube who's trying to recruit for their company, right? I don't do any of that. I don't recruit for my company, make videos about them or anything. That keeps them out of my videos too. They got nothing to say about what I do because, they don't ever mention them. So I think it's just the best way to do it. And I don't get paid by them. I don't get paid from any company for mentioning their name out here either, by the way. So I think it just keeps it better that way. Old Dominion is dragging here to open the University Park Terminal, and the wait list is there for combo drivers. Ken, liquid egg tanker, 40 cents a mile. That's not super great. Liquid eggs. How many liquid eggs fit in a tanker? Trucker Beetle Bailey, manual fan switch can be put in any truck. Yes, it can be. But I haven't had a truck that's had one, is what I'm suggesting, in I don't know how many years. They don't normally come on the trucks. Maybe some trucks have them that I'm not getting. But holy moly. I mean, I haven't seen a manual fan switch in a long time. I'm sure some places still have them. Also talked about this. Oh, right. Back support. A place called Back Shield is going to send a Back Shield thing over. I'm going to give that away too. That is not going to be on the next week's show, though. I just want to put that out there. They're going to send over, it helps your back in the seat. They wanted to try it out, and I'm going to give that away too, and that'll be on a future Monday show. So there's a bunch of giveaways coming up. I hope everybody will be in these shows. I always say, look, you got to send something that I can give away. That's the whole goal of it, giving stuff away. Cell control. Okay, these apps. Who's getting these apps where you got to download this stuff to your own phone? What the heck was that when I started getting this kind of stuff? And then 10,000 million people, which is not a real number, sent me, oh, yeah, we have to install this app. We have to install this cell control app that, that absolutely is, controls our phone. Forget that. Who the heck does that? What company is out there making you install something that controls your phone? Mark, I need a roller wiener sponsor. I wish I could find that. They could send me a lifetime supply of roller wieners, and I mention them on every show. Mark is the logistics CEO for Got 'em Delivered Flatbedding. Boy, my flatbed days are behind me now. Licensing driver A auto is a trap. Most companies do your hire test on a manual. Also, you break down and you get a loaner. Most are manual. That's the problem, That's the thing. They rented a truck from a rental place for me once and brought it over and just towed it to me. And it was a manual. So if I'd have had an automatic restriction, I don't exactly know what would have happened at that point. So that could be a problem. You should get the, you should be able to drive a manual. If you can't, I think you can still get into trucking. It just may limit it. GP, you grossed 1,000, which is your biggest paycheck. That isn't, that's not great to be on the road. You can do better than that. You really can. Steelhorse says, where you work, they've never had a layoff, established in 1960. Yeah, that's pretty good. I would say that's a good track record. Do you think the laws will be changed to get all truckers paid for all their time? I don't think so. I just don't see it happening because it's got to be a federal change because the Federal Labor Standards Act exempts transportation. So we have to have a federal law change to get it changed. And I don't know, that is going to be a really tough case to make. People are fighting to get all like sleeping time paid and that. I don't think that's the fight to go because the public isn't going to be with us on it. The fight is going to have to be getting your on duty and driving time paid. To convince the public to go along with something like Congressman where you're getting paid to sleep, they're just going to be like, no, you're getting paid to sleep. So I just don't see it. I don't see it coming. Cassius King, you returned to your love's medieval helmet. How come? I thought it made you look goofy. Now you got a white cowboy hat and a fancy walking cane. Oh, that, you can be almost anything you want. That should be Love's slogan too. Come to Love's. You can be anything you want. Bubba, your W9 has a manual switch. I was thinking Kenworth might have that switch. Rusty Nailed, so dangerous to govern our truck. Stuck at 65 leaves you no power to pull out. I agree. The trucks should be able to run. Absolutely. What do I think of the purple seat pad? I don't know. I've ever seen that. Mainly driving the 10 and 20 from Blythe to Alabama 3 times a week, drop and hook. That's pretty good, right? Don't you love dropping and hooking? Nice. It saves you a lot of time during the day. Your 680 here, we got another Kenworth, had a manual engine fan. I guess it's in the specs, or it's in the Kenworths. I was wearing a Sierra England hat last week. And you're the only one in the comments that I read that commented on that, and I thought that was the most clever thing I saw, or I ever did, or hardly. And nobody commented on my Sierra England hat. I felt all bad about it. Johnson roller wieners. Oh, Steelhorse. Absolutely. You can only buy, name brand roller wieners. We don't buy Aldi brand ones. Daniel Good. Your 2019 Peterbilt has a switch. So Peterbilt, KW, right? Sierra England should give prisoner number instead of driver number with the auto license trap. I don't know if it's as much of a trap, a total trap, but I think that it can restrict where you go. Restrict, but not like it used to, not that long ago. Oh, Rains and Sons has an app that disables your phone. I just don't get it. Like I was told of a company that has this, and they don't tell you about it up front. It's not on their website. It's not in their book. So you got to show up there. I'm almost ready to recommend people buy like a basic flip phone to go to orientation at companies and say, oh, yeah, here's my phone right here. It's sad that you have to do that, but there's almost no way to find out in advance if a company has that kind of app that they make you install. Almost no way to find out. Buy a $20 flip phone and take that with you and say, yeah, you can install whatever you want on this phone. Real trucks have a 6 and 4 in it. Holy moly. How many people would be out driving if that was still the way, right? Oh, I wondered about that, Ken. 50,000 dozen eggs or one gigantic omelet. England, Ken, King Bob, right? England claimed I'd make more than that as soon as you became a trainer, but still. Oh, really? So this is training pay? How do you make? Look, let me ask you this. As a trainer, I thought this was solo pay. How you making $1,000 being a trainer? Andre Williams, if I don't go to Maverick, what's a good starter company for a student that already has a CDL in Mississippi? Well, let's see if we got anybody from Mississippi here. Mad Maldy, it's only Monday. You've made $1,300. Nice. Mike, my 2017 does not have a switch, a T680. So I wonder if they have to order that. Ohio, no governor for four-wheelers, too many votes. Yeah, exactly. They go vote. We don't go vote. Are you going to have fingerless gloves to give away on the show next week? Oh, that would go really good with it, wouldn't it? Blue Parrot, yeah, Blue Parrot has been in front of the show for a while. We'll be giving away a Blue Parrot 450 headset on the show next week for the 20,000 subscriber show. Nathan's Hot Dog's biggest name, yes. WV over-the-road drivers should be paid as tipped workers, usually $4.50 an hour driving or on duty plus cents per mile. That's an interesting way to do it. Would be to get paid hourly plus mileage. Some places sort of do it, like Schneider has that, where you get so much a pickup and then a lower mileage rate. Cash is king. Did you see the billboards on 65 that say hiring flatbed drivers? There was traffic. I wasn't able to come back up 65 because of construction that they were doing. I'm out of Northeast Mississippi. Right. Trucking man, do you prefer to scan your paperwork on your phone or TransFlow? Well, see, the TransFlow thing is one thing where you're transflowing. These apps that I'm talking about are like this one's called Cell Control, where they control your phone. They say they monitor your calls, the phone stops working and all that. There are some companies that require that. And I don't mind scanning it as long as that's voluntary. Like you can TransFlow it or scan it on your phone as long as it's voluntary, or they got to give you a tablet or a phone. Simple as that. If you're a company driver. If you're an owner-operator, that's another story. But as a company driver, I'm not a technology provider for my company. So any kind of technology that they need, the company needs to get them paid for the load, they need to provide to me because that's what they would need to do. I get 22 an hour straight time home daily, but paid for all your time. 40 to 59 hours a week, not getting rich, but not working for free. At least you're getting all your time paid. I would like to see you get overtime, of course. GP Transco has a friendly tip. When you hear we pay 70 cents for solo, take that with a grain of salt. Exactly. It means no benefits. When you see a carrier claiming outrageous cents per mile, yes. I had another place on Z, right? They have a really high rate too. They don't pay for empty miles. So awesome. So of course they pay more to you. They don't pay you anything for empty miles. So yeah, or you're losing out on other stuff. You always got to be careful about all these claims where it's super high rate. What do you really make a week? You get a free manual fan when you don't buy a disposable truck. Oh, right, because they figure the truck's not going to last a Freightliner. That's part of it too. Rusty Nail, maybe we should storm Area 51 in our rigs and procure a little public love again. That's, somebody said, can you bring a truck? I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this going to be a serious thing? Are we really going to Area 51? Craig, my 2019 has the fan switch, but don't turn it on. It sounds like an Air Force. Yes, it's loud, but that might help your air. I think that is a good way to do it. So a 2016 T800. Notice most of these are Kenworths, and they're all Packard family trucks. King Bob, I'd make more if they didn't split trips between paychecks. Well, then, is the next check going to be like $3,500 or something to make up for it? I will tell you, look, King Bob, I don't like to admit it, but it is true. Of people that have sent their checks, which are not that many, the highest paid trainer I've ever seen was at England. And he was averaging $2,300 a week. And so I said, come on. So he sent 4 checks in a row. Date. And it was $2,300 average at England. So, so I know trainers there are making money because there's some people making, $125. Not bad. Lenny, Bar S dogs are the best. Cash is King. Love is like a costume store these days. Yeah, Love's. Why are they having all this weird stuff? You either come out of there look like you're going to, medieval days, or you look like Colonel Sanders. King Bob, whatever percentage of the trip you complete in a pay period, that's what you get paid for, and the rest really. So they literally split the trip. So there's a cutoff. At that cutoff, but still, with a student, you should be getting 5,000 miles there, right? Isn't that how they do it? Texas Steve, fingerless gloves. Everybody's got to have them, right? Adam should be paid for babysitting loads. It's not the driver's fault if you're paid by the mile. I agree. You should get paid by the hour, for all your time. I really think that's the solution. How many of you would speed? Nobody, right? Would you log all your time, or would you go off duty when you're sitting somewhere if you were not getting paid off duty? Oh, right, we had this earlier. When you're fueling your truck, would you be on duty if you got paid for it? And they go, well, if you go off duty, you don't get paid. I bet you'd fuel on duty. It would really change the way people log. It would change safety. It would change a lot of things. King Bob, the next week they put the full gross amount for the load, then deduct the partial pay from last week, lowering the gross. Well, but it should still even out, right? If you get X miles, it should even out. Paid empty miles would be great for you, yes. I'd go for that. Who's responsible for empty miles? I'll send a letter. Well, you, because of all the money you make in business, you've gone into business for yourself. So, but as a company driver, that's how they advertise a higher rate there. They're not paying for empty miles at all. So when it averages out, it's just, it's lower than it would be if you just got regular pay like a normal place. If paid by the mile pay to babysit a load for a week or two, because receivers don't want their loads. Who babysits a load for 2 weeks? Holy moly. Thompson and Quincy, Illinois didn't pay for empty miles a couple of years ago for the company drivers. Were they advertising a higher rate like some of these places do? And really, most company drivers, I would say out here, probably are getting paid for their empty miles. But that is a very good point that, when they advertise a higher rate, we got to really look into why are they 20 cents higher than everybody else? Hi, Mark. Thanks for all the great videos. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're taking a break hauling asphalt, crack sealing machine with 400-degree hot tar and compressor to school in Annapolis. Stay cool. Yeah, you too. At least you don't have to sit on the thing, right? Thanks for coming in. Troy, Searingland is doing team training, doing that for $2,300. Well, $2,300 a week is not bad money in trucking, really, considering you don't have to drive much. But what I'm comparing that to is somebody here getting $1,000 a week. I'm really surprised at that. I'm really surprised. Your copper fit gloves help your wrist and shoulder. Yeah, the wife has a copper wristband or something. I don't think it does anything, but who knows? Maybe it's all inner mind. Christopher Robinson, nice. Just finished your delivery Saturday from 7 a.m. till right now, which is 2:30 p.m. What are we doing from Saturday, 7 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. now? What are you delivering? Are you delivering potatoes, or they're taking them off one at a time? Yeah, they take an hour to fill a reefer, don't run out of fuel. Exactly. Everybody'd be safe, wouldn't you? You'd do a full pre-trip. If you're getting paid for it, would you do a full pre-trip of the truck? I bet you would. You'd be doing that stick thing and the antifreeze, checking the color, the freeze point, everything. We'd be doing the whole thing. George Costanza, sorry you're late. Had to use PC to get out of the consignee. Working that free overtime. Oh, I love free overtime. Not that there's anything wrong with it. King Bob, I'll send you pay stubs so you can see. I'm not saying I don't believe you. Okay, I totally believe you. You're welcome to send them, but I totally believe you. I just think that 1,000 is not near enough to train somebody. I mean, 1,000 is not enough just to be a solo over the road, much less training people. Ryan, you'd have to send yourself the letter if you want to get that dude stirred up. Yes. Lenny, your fingerless gloves help your arthritis and chronic nerve pain. Oh, maybe that's why drivers are using them. Rusty Nail, K&B kept promising to get your truck's air fixed. Never happened. Why not? And burned up for 2 months. Oh, hard to sleep. I'm sorry you stayed there 2 months. And I'm sure that you learned a lesson that don't stay there for 2 minutes and they're not going to fix the air, especially on a day like today. It's a motel tonight or air or we're done on the spot. $1 mile for company drivers or $50 an hour. Ooh, that'd be nice. I wonder what day that will finally happen. I think that's a long way away. Adam, they use the drivers for storage and burn fuel babysitting their loads. I'm still wondering who is sitting on a load for 2 weeks. I mean, who is sitting on a load? Is anybody really sit on a load for 2 weeks? What do I think about a company that pays a salary of $60,000 that's guaranteed full benefits and no minimum? Yeah, that sounds like a lot like ShipX and there's a few other places that do that. Smoky Point Distribution's got a salary system. Central Oregon Truck has a salary system. Look, I like a salary because if you're stuck somewhere out of your control, like they send you somewhere and there's no loads and you have to sit there, you still get paid. It's as good as layover pay or anything else. Absolutely. I mean, as long as they pay it and don't give you any grief about it, as long as it isn't your fault, I'm in. I don't have any problem with it at all. There's nothing wrong with getting a salary. It's a great way to do work, really. Who is seeing this blitz too? Okay, so I'm back on this blitz. Don't forget the blitz. I want to always go through that. The blitz is on this week. I, of course, have to remind people that the 20,000 subscriber show will be next week for people that just came into the show. That'll be brought to us by Blue Parrot, CTS Business Coaching, and GP Transco. Of course, go get your Blue Parrot. We're going to give away a Blue Parrot 450. GP Transco has some electronics to give away on the show, which is very nice. They wrote to me about that to do that. They offered that. I didn't even ask them to do that. So we want to thank GP Transco for that. And, of course, and we will be right there is another click, and I am back to myself. I did that better this time. I'm doing better at that. Oh, you ought to, Mark. 2 years, you finally figured this out. Okay, awesome. Right. England claimed I'd get extra 4 cents a mile for every student on your truck. Right, that's what I thought. But haven't seen any such thing. Nobody will give me a straight answer. We're going to have to boot ourselves out of this place. I do know people do that. Irishman, I know a driver at GP Transco is $3.50 a day. Nice. Drives 5 to 6 days a week and 2 days before going back out. I don't know why you're grossing. Yeah, you can look. England's not known for great pay. It is a place to start, but with a student, you should be making way more than $1,000 a week. I'm sure everybody, including you, agrees that. And so it may be time to find a new place. And if your name is not on that ticket and they're taking money out of your pay, I think that's a real problem. WV, if air conditioning doesn't work in the shop, gives you the runaround, call safety and gets fixed. It needs to be fixed. We are not sleeping in a truck without air conditioning. We're a company driver, and it's like this. They need to put you in a motel until they get the truck fixed. Gail's going in the bunk. 3,600 miles of pay this week. Oh, super great at buying them. Half miles empty. All miles are paid. Exactly. Love your tank. Love the tanker, and thanks for all I do. Thank you very much for being here and putting that out there. That's going to be good pay. You deserve some time off. GP Transco agrees. When you pay drivers for their work, they end up wanting to do the extra work. It's as simple as that, plus they stick around. It's better. Reward is always better than reprimand. Yes, some companies do the stick and some do the carrot. But I think you do better at a place that's going to treat you professionally and reward you for things that you should be doing, certainly, rather than punishing you. And the no air conditioning, no, who agrees with that? Come on. George Costanza, Walmart loads to the DC and can't be delivered early anymore. You pay a late load penalty if you're early. You pay a late load penalty if you're early. I just run straight there and deliver on time. They ain't know how direct to Hope Mills. So you pay a late load penalty if you're early. Then they need to unload you right away. They should unload you right away. They should ban fingerless gloves for truck drivers because you can't text with regular gloves. Oh, that's interesting. You know, some gloves you can text. They have the sensors in your fingerprints, and you can text with them. A chicken sits on a load for 2 weeks. Yeah, a little sort of, right? Do you have to be chatting to win, Brittany? All right. So in the how I do this, how I've done it in the last few shows, which seems to work out okay, is it's random, and what'll happen is I'll set a timer. When the timer goes off, and I've already chosen a random number with a computer, which I'll have here and I show everybody, it chooses a random number. When the timer goes off, I count back from the comments at that point, and that's the winner of whatever the prize is at that time. So to be in the chat, right, is how it works on the giveaway show. That seems to be the most random way that I can give it out. That's people that participate in the show. And so other than that, no purchase necessary, and I ship everything to you at no cost to you. Trucker Beetle Bailey, TAC Trucking has a salary also $1,600 a week. Yeah, TAC also does a salary for people there. Earth Sun, be careful the minimum guaranteed salary. There's a lot of steps you have to meet. Like you request a day at home to take care of business, it knocks you out. Some places do that. Some places do it and some don't. Each place works it all different, right? Each new driver should start with full finger gloves, and every year they lose a little bit until they become fingerless. Oh, that way we could know who's got experience walking around also. Brooks Ann says 287 out of Dallas to Amarillo. There's not a cop anywhere, and the way stations are closed. Good. Kangaroo Trucker. Hey, what's going on? Driving out of California. Now we can speed up. Larry, what do I think about Prime? Is that a good company? I'm not. It's just another one of these mega carriers, and they have a long non-compete contract at Prime. And they're very heavy on pushing leasing. King Bob says you've had to have your Qualcomm reset 2 times due to technical issues. You fix it for a few days, then it's right back to where it was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about technology. I don't think that's just a problem at your company, certainly. Steel Horse, oh, you just got a notification from Loves? Really? Free Hot Dog Wednesday, July 17th is National Hot Dog Day. Get the app and they send you a coupon to scan off your phone for a free hot dog. No way. Free wieners for everybody. This no air is brutal. I just turned your reefer back on. I'm going to sit in my trailer. I actually thought about that for you the other day. I wondered if you were somewhere safe enough, could you just sleep in the trailer? Seriously. Hello, Johnny. What's happening? Rhino says no air would be bad. Yes. I mean, could you sleep in the trailer? Depends where you are. You don't want somebody to lock you in there. I might lock that door from the outside with a padlock or something and see if that works. When someone driving a U-Haul gives you the nod. Oh, right, brotherhood with the U-Haul drivers. Wrong time zone. Yeah, that's all right. We're always here at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Christopher says cheese. Right. Jesus piece. No hot dogs here. I'm at war with your weight. Hey, you can always have a free hot dog. We can work that off. Rhino, did I say that you won? Oh, I think I was close. The counting was close. You have to call England and tell them when you arrive at customers and such, but you can never get a hold of anybody because there's no answer. That's been a complaint. Many people have written to me about the place. That is a big complaint of the place. George Costanza, gosh, thank you very much. Stay safe. Keep seatbelts on. Cell phones down. Yes. And dashboards clear always, which should be always. The Blitz, don't give the government any more money. I agree, and thank you very much for that. And that is very good advice, by the way. Since nobody's asked me, who do I drive for? Oh, right, Craig. I think I got that a little slightly earlier, right. Speaking of giveaways, do we prefer a dash cam or a trucking? You know, the vote, I will say I did a vote on here, which thank you everybody for voting. It was evenly split. So we'll see what people right here say today. What do I think about Western Flyer Express? Yeah, I did a video about them. Not a fan. Lenny, that's Tomato Company north of Indy charges a $450 late fee. Needless to say, you refuse to load from them. That's the answer, okay? A place that's charging this stuff holds you up in that. The answer is just not to go there anymore, right? Sefco says it's Gummy Worm Day. Free gummies? Where is that? Free Gummy Worm Day. You spent the whole weekend at the Indy Flying J. Well, it's all brand new. They just rebuilt it because if you remember, that place burned down not that long ago. Acceleration rules, all drop trailers. Yeah, and that's got to be disappointing. You sit there, everybody else is home, but you're sitting at the truck stop. Last time you called, you were on hold for an hour just to say I'm leaving the customer. Can you not leave a voicemail? I guess not. And all that should be on... all that, you know, you should hose them on that, and that should all be on duty time, literally, because it is, while you sit and wait. Irish Man says 2 dash cams. Right, the vote was split, so we'll see what people say here. In poor taste, people are going to spam the chat so they can get multiple entries. Yeah, that does happen, but I don't know of a better way to do it randomly. There's some terms of service rules that you have to follow with YouTube when you have giveaways. Yeah, that's all behind the scenes stuff, but YouTube has a whole list of things that you have to do to have a giveaway. You can't just give stuff away I can't just pick somebody because it's not considered random. And so you can get in a lot of trouble for that with YouTube. So I like to follow YouTube rules too so we can stay out here. And so when a computer picks a number and it just goes back from there, that's a better random way to do it, really. That way I don't have any say in who it is right at that time. There are more comments during those shows, certainly. Give a gift certificate to Hooters. Yeah, who's going to get that for me? I can't go over there. I'd have to have a really good excuse, right? James Faust is going with the dash cams also. In poor taste, that's what happened last time. The chat was insane. I know, it was really crazy. I mean, there were 10 times the comments that there normally are. Do I remember that email of the Craigslist ad for the box truck company asking you to sleep in the cab, Thomas? I do. That was crazy too, but I guess at least you'd have air conditioning. Mad Maldy is also with the dash cam. Looking at chocolate-covered trucking. Chocolate-covered trucking. Is that really a company? Guaranteed pay and benefits. 2 years experience. I'm writing that down. And I just dropped my pen. Okay, I have another pen right here. Chocolate-covered trucking. Where's my cat to pick my pen up? All right. Chocolate cover. I love it. Boy, Mark, watching you write stuff down is fascinating. All right, written down with my Holiday Inn pen that I got years ago. All right. Great. Sleeper or off duty? Oh, you could do the show off duty, I think. Of course, George Costanza, you work for Werner. Good. They always answer the phone on the weekends at 2 a.m. Terminals are nice. You know, somebody asked earlier, what do you think about Werner for teaming? What is your opinion of teaming at Werner? But we've had a number of people like Werner here. And they have a very good military program as well. So if you're coming off the military, you can get in there. They have a good program for that. Knight is turning Swift into a dedicated fleet only. I heard, well, look, what I've always said is if you run a dedicated run or something like that, I think you're a little better off because you know what you're going to do every week. That's just how I see it. Sure, Jorge, right. We need to get paid even if we're in sleeper berth because we're at work. I think there's a lawsuit with Pam. Look, the lawsuit with Pam, though, you're not going to get Congress, you're not going to get senators to go along with that. So I think the fight is not, we have to get paid to sleep. People are going to be like, no way. We're not paying people to sleep. You're not going to win it. You have to pick a fight you can win. Okay, you can't win that fight, I don't think. Get paid for all of your time that you work. All the time driving and all the time on duty. That is something that people can get behind. Oh, I work and I don't get paid. Not I sleep and I don't get paid. People they're not going to really give you much sympathy for that. Mad Maldy, I'll never go back to U.S. Foods in Fisher, Indiana. Sat 8 hours and they rejected the load. Did you get paid for that time? And what happened to that load? Did you get to eat it? Lenny, gift card to Lion's Den. Holy moly. Gift card to Lion's Den. I got to put an 18 and over click box on it. Earth's on scale on I-71 south at Kentucky's open, but got the green light. You can sleep in there at night. Need more cat photos? I agree. There aren't enough of those. And I was going to actually have a slide with one and didn't put it up, so I forgot about that. Bob Stryker, sorry you're late. Checking in from LaPorte. Oh, nice. RV capital of the world up there in that area. King Bob, so basically they never answer the phone. They short you on pay and charge you $250 because of a way station, and scale tickets are wrong. Yeah, I mean, I think you have your answer, right? Trucker Beetle Bailey, you have 4 dash cams, 2 in the front window and 1 in each side window. Holy moly. Would I consider doing an interview with Wild Bill? I would, but, he has said he doesn't really want to do an interview like that. He's not, that kind of person. I love Wild Bill, though. Jim Trucker, I haven't seen too much down here on San Antonio and Houston. That's good. Some states, though, apparently are all about it. The only happy truckers don't know any better. $1,500 should be minimum weekly pay. I think minimum pay for the road should be $2,000, should be $100, and even $100,000 to be gone from your house. That's what I'd really like to see. I don't drive for companies that do more than what the DOT asks. Yeah, what more could they ask you? I guess next Monday would not be a good time to take off from my mod duties with all the trolls. No, I don't get any. Look, it's been very good here. I don't get the trolls that a lot of channels get, and I appreciate that. I try to keep the channel a little higher class than that. So I don't have that problem here. I get all very good comments, and it's much appreciated. But you shouldn't take off anyway. We need you here. You might get a headset. 1 hour workout, I don't work for them, but I hear Black Horse Curious is decent. They do different stuff in each city. And James Faust, you can use the dash cam in your car. You can use it anywhere, right? Randy Trucker, Weight Loss Buddy Channel, which is a long name. I'm with Werner. We wait for anything. We just yell at the dispatcher and he throws lots of money in your check. But what is their policy? I don't like that kind of thing, honestly. They should have a policy where after this time you get paid. Not you might get paid. Somebody else who doesn't speak up doesn't get paid. It's not fair that way. If you wait, you should be paid. How should you react if you're sleeping in a way station, knock on your truck asking to do an inspection? They're not supposed to wake you up. That was put out a while ago by CVSA. They're supposed to let you sleep. The problem is if you get snippy about it, it could be worse. So, you got to decide what you want to do. So they go, all right, get out of that truck or whatever. It can be a real problem. Freight was slow all weekend in Indy. Didn't see any trucks moving out of the truck stop. I don't know what to say about that. Okay, guys, 2 dash cams it is. There we go. Thank you for your input. Those asking about team. Oh, we have teams there. Oh, I didn't even know that, right? I guess because I don't work there. You're interested. A lot of Amazon freight is done with teams. That's great. I didn't know they had teams. So, GP Transco, I want to thank you very much for offering that. I didn't come to you. They came to me and to offer to help out on the show, so I appreciate it. Right, don't sleep at way stations. Some of them are really big, and I've slept at way stations. They shouldn't be waking you up. I mean, come on. I'm completely shocked. Oh, it's a scale? Oh, right. What? Who's the owner? I didn't go to sleep at this scale. How did I get here? I haven't been officially paid. You get $75 an hour for detention with graphic packing loads and was a truckload of DQ cups. That's considered graphic packing? I guess so. That's pretty good. $75 an hour is really good. Hopefully they pay you, though. Not being officially paid, then, it could be any amount. Some of the maintenance people, the ones in Laredo, don't like to do their job. That's everywhere, certainly. But all that, all that kind of stuff adds up to aggravation. And even if you're making $2,000 a week, you'd have to decide, do you want to put up with aggravation like that? Or do you want to go somewhere that's got a nice truck that takes care of its drivers? Just left for Chicago. Nothing like driving Chicago at 6 o'clock. That's the best time to be in there, right? Kangaroo Trucker votes headset. The headset is set. I've got the headset here, and it will be given away on the show for sure. I've already got it. Blue Parrot has already sent it over. Rusty, now we don't need to be paid for sleeping, just actual work. Sleeping on the road is just a thorn in the bush. It is, and the problem is you're not going to convince people of Congress to say, look, I sleep, I need to be paid to sleep. They're going to be like, what, are you kidding me? The fight is going to have to be get paid for work. Work. He's not late today. He's early for next week's show. I can't believe how early some people come in, really, and I appreciate that too. Among your third Blue Parrot batteries on hold, I haven't any problems. I'm running a 350 with no problem. We have many people here that use them, and I love them. And I only put things out here that I really like. So James Faust says, thanks to GP Transco. Yeah, I'm super appreciative, and thanks for saying that. Still love the Blue Parrot acceleration. Yeah, you can't hear anything. It's so quiet in there. You keep knocking, but you can't get in. I guess you could not answer, but I wonder what they would say about that. Debating on calling the company and complaining this is a bunch of crap. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be somebody up. Call somebody in safety. Call somebody higher up and go, what is going on at this place? You want me to stay here, and this is what you're doing to me. They know, like every other company, there's tons of jobs around. So sometimes that helps. I have found this, if you want to do this, but this can backfire too. Go apply for a place that you don't want to work. And so then that company calls to verify your employment, right? And then they're like, oh, wait a minute, this person really is looking around. The downside of that is your current company can go, oh, you're looking for a job, you're fired. So it can backfire on you. It depends what you want to do, but sometimes that can give them like a kick in the butt as well. Found an ad for 2016. Said missing steering wheel and driver's seat. Perfect for driver. It isn't great, and that's pretty good. I wish that was real, right? Acceleration. Congratulations on the subscribers. Thank you very much. I never really asked people to subscribe or anything. I did early in the videos, but I don't do that anymore. I appreciate everybody that is here and is subscribed over the time. Believe me. George H.W. Bush is here. Mr. President, I've had several people from the beyond. Schedule conflicts in the last few months. Nice to catch you. Yes, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. I can imagine someone like you is going to have a busy schedule. Trump, okay, well, I don't know. I don't follow too much of politics, really. I try to, because that just, you think you get comments when you give something away. Put a politic thing out there and see what happens. Oh, my gosh. I believe YouTube allows a third-party website to manage giveaways. That is true. They do that, but I don't do that on this one because I'm giving it away on the live show, because this is the show where people participate the most, and these are the people that are most participatory in the channel. And so that's how I've done them, to give them away live. That's, to give it away randomly. They do allow you to use a third-party website, and that's what I would do if I was, like, choosing comments from a video that's already up, that kind of thing. Somebody, Blue Parrot, a comfortable man bought one and can't hear it. They will take it back. But I will tell you, I've not had any problems with it, and I'm sticking by them. If I have to, you go straight to the top. The owner of the company. Will Mr. England take calls? Steel Horse says take it back and exchange it. Yeah. Steel Horse did surgery on a headset and revived it from the dead. So that's pretty impressive. Castle Law. If you have to live in a truck, tell them sorry. My castle, my rules. My teammate is driving. You're in passenger mode. All right, we can accept that. Yeah, driving around Chicago really is tough. Regional local drivers are the experienced. I agree. You want, especially for local drivers, and that was my first driving job, was local Chicago. I mean, holy moly. So I don't recommend that to anybody. It's their first job. Fortunately, I lived there and knew the area. That's where you want experienced drivers. I want to ask people about this LME because I had tons of comments about it in the comments. And a lot of people said, I would take the truck home, I'll lock the truck up, and I'll put some kind of lien on the truck. Who thinks that's legal? That's number one. If your company closes, do you think you can just take the truck, park it in your driveway, and tell them, I will not give you your truck back until you pay me? And who thinks that is legal or is a great idea? Acceleration rumors, Blue Parrot batteries are cheap and replaceable. I don't know. I mean, I've never done surgery on one. I'm not like a headset surgeon. I have the dual-sided Blue Parrot going on 3 years and it's been flawless. Ooh, you can't use that when you're driving. It takes 17 miniature screws. So you have to get that little thing in there. And since we're talking about that, I'm going to go right to a Blue Parrot brake. How about there's a Blue Parrot brake. That's pretty good. I love that is a Blue Parrot brake. Since the Blue Parrot's been brought up, I'm going to have to do more clicking. Mark, why do you do clicking? All right. I think I know the answer, but what did you decide on call-in? Okay, Ryan. Well, no, a couple weeks ago, people asked about call-in, so I did a survey, and the survey said no, absolutely not, which is good. I didn't think it was a good idea, but if people wanted it, I was going to do it. But the vote was overwhelmingly no. There's no way to control what people say, which is a very good point. And so the call-in on a live show like this is not going to be able to happen. I'm still deciding on a call-in show for like a recorded video. That could be done. We can do interviews that way. But a call-in on a live show, it's just not going to be able to happen. There's too many variables. People say the wrong thing. It's one thing in the comments. People can say things. But when something goes out there live that is said, that is a real problem. So YouTube's got a lot of rules. It's YouTube, so we want to put out there, and we want to keep the channel a little bit, at least partially highbrow. We're not talking about roller arenas, so partially at least. King Bob says he walks around the Salt Lake City yard. You see him every time you go. He's very nice and solves problems. Well, let's go talk to this guy. Really? Does he have a CR England hat on like I had on in the other video? My Blue Parrot flew away. Can't find it. LME is leave me alone. Can you take that LME truck and lock it in your driveway? All you did was take it apart and put a new battery in it. I know, but to me, it's almost like someone from the 1500s coming to today and seeing somebody drive or whatever. It's almost like magic to me. Someone that's not that mechanically inclined and, electronically inclined. Even though I've taken like physics and stuff, I've just never done that. And so to me, it's like, wow, it's like bringing someone 1,000 years into the future. James Faust says it's not legal to keep property for collateral. Right. It's not legal to keep the property anywhere. You can't keep their truck. They didn't even own the truck. So you can't keep the truck and the freight. What if you have interstate freight on there that you're holding ransom? It's not going to be allowed. The camo version is awesome. Yeah, but you put it down, you can't find it. Now what? Our CEO, Dominic, actually takes driver calls every week. We get some of our best ideas from drivers calling him up. That's really great. That the CEO will take a call from drivers and have a scheduled time. I mean, that is really, really good. Most places don't do that. Believe me, where I work, calling the CEO, I don't think that's going to happen. They've never said, hey, we've got a call in. Call your CEO. I don't think so. Wild Bill, congratulations on 20,000. Almost. I haven't looked, actually, so I don't know right now, but not quite. I've earned it, and thank you very much, Wild Bill. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being on the show. What is the current... I don't have it. So now that somebody's asked, what's the current count? I say all for a paid time from away from home than some for paid all duty. Yes. We're not going to be able to get paid to sleep in the truck. Nobody's going to pay it. Some senator who's getting all this money from the ATA and everything is not going to pay us to sleep in the truck. The ATA is going to be like, we got to pay drivers to sleep. They're not going to do it. But we can get the public and senators and everybody behind saying, hey, look, all we want to be paid for is the time we work. That's all we're asking for. We got work time we're not being paid for. So that's more reasonable, and I think much more likely to actually go somewhere. This PAM suit where the drivers want to be paid to sleep in that, I don't even think that's helping. Even though it's moving forward, I don't think it's helping anything. If a company closes, what about giving the driver an option to purchase the truck from wherever dealership it belongs to? I mean, they could. I guess it'd be up to whoever owns the truck if you wanted to. These were day cabs, but just in general, I guess, if you want to buy the truck. Remember, if you're leasing a truck and the company closes, they own the truck. You lose out on your truck. The only people who aren't moving freight at Werner are lazy bums, says George Constanza, who sits in the terminal and talk garbage. You also have a load 500 to 600 miles, don't know about teams. So if they're moving solos, then they're probably moving teams like some other people have said as well. And that's good that Werner's getting a lot of good reviews. They're a very large company too. Acceleration Rules says football season is almost here. We'll take your word for that. Cash is King Trucking. The survey said no. Yes, it said no was number one answer. And number two answer was yes. So we will not be doing any call into a live show. It's too hard to control what people might say. We don't know who's calling. I've heard some other people who do live shows and have call-ins. Sometimes it goes okay, and sometimes it's a whole train wreck depending on who calls. So, no, I just can't do it. Here's a question for GP Transco. I hope they're still on here. Fall is right around the corner when football season starts. I don't want to think about fall. Okay, here's Wild Bill giving me the answer, 19,945. That'll top 20,000 here this week then. So for sure 20,000 is next Monday. It's already announced anyway. If you're unpaid and they've closed and you have their truck, you tell you parked it but don't remember where you left it. But for a paycheck, you help them locate it. I don't think so. See, I don't think that's going to work. I think that, the owner of the truck could come with the police and say, you need to provide where the truck is or you got a real problem. I think you got a real problem. Kenneth in Vega, Texas. What's going on and where the heck is that? And I had a Vega. I'm sure no one cares but me, but I had a Vega GT. So how about that? Joshua says 19,940. Keep up the content and you'll follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Jay wants a dash cam on that vote, and I think that's where we're going to go with that. We'll get in contact with GP Transco this week about all those details, and, of course, look for all that next Monday. Court and file the paperwork and own the truck with many types of lien. Yeah, that's not going to happen on this kind of thing because you want to lien against the truck. The company, in this case, didn't own those trucks. So you don't get to hold the truck for something that the owner of that truck is not responsible for providing to you. See, the company didn't own that truck, and the owner of the truck, bank or whatever, they're not responsible for your wages. So you're holding up collateral from one person when you're owed it from another person. Like if my company owes me money, I can't hold your car as hostage for that. I can't. Or like the owner's car. I can't go get his car because that's not how it works. So can't pay drivers to sleep, but you can pay dispatchers to be dumb. Yes, they get paid all the time for that. Kangaroo Trucker, State Prison next exit. Do not pick up hitchhikers. I always wonder, do they get a lot of hitchhiker problems? Guys standing out there in an orange or whatever, or somebody standing with a chain and a ball on the end of it. I always thought that would be a good place to do like a trick video where you're standing there with a ball and chain, but then you'd probably get arrested or something. Roger Penske, what's going on? On my way to Vegas to see Elvis. No phone signal from north of Wickenburg to Kingman. Just entering service zone. Well, thanks for coming in here. Appreciate it. Rhino, technically when you leave Sunday, your week starts and doesn't stop until you shut down and step out of the truck to sleep. Kind of on the fence about all that gray area. Look, I think people should be paid properly for a day's work. I agree with you. I'm saying, though, when you have to decide what is the fight going to be. So when you bring this out into the public and to Congress and to senators and even the president, now or whoever it is in the future, whatever Congress it is, you're not going to get a lot of sympathy if you go, I want to be paid to sleep. You're just not, because most people don't get paid to sleep. That could be part of a per diem thing at your company, but you're not paid to sleep. So the winning fight is I want to be paid to work. Everybody, the public, everybody can understand that. Whenever I explain this to people in the public and I go, oh, we sit around for hours and don't get paid, they're all like, what? Nobody even believes it. They don't understand it. So fighting that fight is a win. But if you said, I sleep all night and don't get paid, they'll be like, yes, so what? Me too. That's the fight. The fight has got to be the winning fight. And then just overall, don't accept minimum wage for that. We take more money and get the same amount of money. Lenny, should be paid if you have to sit and be stuck all weekend somewhere. You should get paid. You should be paid for that. I agree. If you're out, and most places, or not most, some places have layover pay, and it should be a day's pay. That's why I've always encouraged people, if they can find it, to get a place that has a guarantee so that you get paid for that kind of time. Absolutely. Where did I go off to? Right, I lost my spot as usual. Okay, what's a good company to start? People will answer that here for you. Mega on I-40 between Amarillo. I can never forget it. Arthur's looking for a blue parrot in the mail soon. Yeah, that's on the way, I'm sure. No one gets paid to sleep in the truck. Some people have layover pay confused with getting paid to sleep. Companies like Walmart and others pay layover. You know, like Walmart gives you like $20 or something, I think, to sleep in the truck. They could file a GTA if you not return the truck. I think it's a bit, you can't keep the truck, certainly. Don't matter what freight's on the truck, liens or mechanical issue with the truck. There's no lien on, you can't put a lien on it. You don't have any kind of, you don't have a deal with that. You don't want the bad karma, just give them the truck back. Look, you don't want the bad police problem. I'd like to see a push for large truck stops to carry healthy food options. No wonder drivers with weight issues in turn causes sleep issues. It's true. Some are doing better. Love's has all these fruit cups and that, but I've asked them about it. People don't buy them. They have the hard-boiled eggs and stuff. They said drivers don't come in and buy them, and they end up throwing a lot of them out. So bringing the stuff in, people actually got to buy it too. We got to go get that stuff. So I did a tan GT 75 GT last week. 1 week didn't know block was cracked. Oh wow, it lasted a week. Right, I think mine was a 73 Vega. Right, super great. Those were the days. 120 horsepower, whatever. Love it. A truck owner can hold a load for payment, but a company driver can't hold a truck for payment. That is correct, because you don't have a deal with the people that own the truck. So it just doesn't work that way. You're risking a lot of court action, a lot of police action for, it just doesn't work that way. The difference in subscribers due to the time difference, yes. And I already read that an hour ago. First year in trucking is the worst. Like, if you can get through the first year, you got it made. Find somewhere, stay there a year, and then get out and go find a decent place and stay there the rest of your career. Oh, that rhymed too. I should bumper sticker that. King Bob, here's some information on 3 bunks. Good. The third bunk puts more weight on the steers, causing several drivers to be overweight, making it difficult to take loads. Really? It depends who you've got up there, I guess, right? That's interesting. I don't know if you have the ability to do this. Can you weigh a bobtail and weigh a 3-bunker and see what the difference is? Gross weight. I'd really like to see it. Or are you saying because some of the drivers that are up there put the extra weight, it's only a couple hundred pounds, right? They'll laugh you out of the room if you tell them to pay you to sleep. Yeah, it's just we can't fight for sleep pay because nobody's going to go along with it. I found I can't take XPO loads due to the weight and the way they load the trailers. Because of the third person, or is the truck itself heavier? Because they take a bunch of cabinets out of the truck. This is a 3-bunk England truck, which has a bunk right over your heads, but they take all the cabinets and stuff and overhead stuff out. So I didn't realize the truck weighed more. I mean, are you really running this heavy of a load? And does England have sliding fifth wheels? Trucking should have job insurance. Railroad has job loss insurance. Employee pays a premium if job is lost to receive their pay until they're reinstated. Well, that's sort of what the WARN Act is supposed to do. The Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act. You're supposed to get 60 days of pay or 60 days notice. It didn't work out that way, and they don't enforce it. C-Law, CFI pays $16 an hour detention. CFI, right? That gives out the best phone holders in the world, right? I waited overnight at a shipper, and they paid $175. Nice. Good. They should do that. And if you're waiting, it's not your fault. They should pay you. They have the best phone holders. A company close to home is the best way to start. Yes, something closer so you'll get home. Steel Horse says, check out the Doing It Better videos. Thank you very much. That's true. Just got my full lumber tarp done while listening. Right, a lumber tarp. Makes me go faster, heading to Dallas, Port Washington. Man, those are some heavy tarps. I give you a lot of credit for that. Should not drive for that type of business in the first place. The company doesn't own the truck. Most companies, lease or rent their trucks or whatever. That's certainly not unusual in the industry. Any Blue Parrot discount code by chance? No, I don't have a discount code from Blue Parrot. I asked that guy, but he's just sent a bunch of Blue Parrots to give out. So I think they've been on sale, and I didn't look. Today and tomorrow is Amazon Prime shipping day or whatever. There's a bunch of stuff on sale. They actually might be on sale today. I should have looked before I come on here. I just thought about that. Waiters are still getting $213 plus tips. Do they need to be paid for all their time? Well, they're getting paid $213 an hour for all their time. Some companies would close their doors if they were paying fair. It's about profit while paying workers the minimum. Yes. So I guess waiters get $2.13, but they have to be paid minimum wage if they don't get the $2.13 plus tips up to minimum wage for all of their time. So if companies would close their doors if they didn't pay fair, that company shouldn't be in business. I mean, holy moly. There's no reason a company can't pay a fair wage. That's all people are asking for. It's not, people aren't asking for $4,000 a week. Well, they are, but I mean, a fair wage is all people want. Get paid for your time. And the reason it doesn't happen is because we've accepted it for all this time. And that's the sad thing about it. Truck and pop. I'm surprised someone hasn't seen me in the truck and figured out where I work. Me too. I'm actually kind of surprised too that no one has said anything to me, but no one has ever come up to me and said anything. Kenneth, you had a 79 Mercury Capri RS. Oh, nice. The luxury version of the Mustang. Super love it. Cash is King Trucking. My flip-flops just melted to the pavement. It's so hot. Yikes. It must really be hot with that helmet on. Holy moly. I had a 78 Ford Granada ESS. Who remembers that? Right. European Sports Sedan's what that stood for. GP Transco, we are good-sized customer Pilot and Flying J. And from talking to some of the higher-up people, there we learned that every time they try to sell healthier food, truckers don't buy it. Yeah, that's what, I've asked the Loves about that because people have said that, and so, because I feel it Loves mostly, and they're like, yeah, we put it out there, and then it just goes bad because it can only stay so long, and so drivers don't buy it. It's the same on the buffets at some of them. You're like, oh, you have all this, creamy and biscuits and all. They're like, yeah, that's what people buy. We can't when we put all this food out, it goes bad. So if there was really people buying it, they would have it. Wild Bill, sorry you weren't there an hour ago. Stupid job. I can imagine. I feel bad for you this week. I was looking at the weather. I feel really bad for you. You're going to need extra bandanas. Trike rocks. Yikes. Holy moly. England has the sliding fifth wheel. All right, so you should be able to move some of that weight back. I mean, it's just one driver up there. How much could it be? 500-600 pounds? Nothing. Even with 3 bunks, your kingpin plate is adjusted correctly. Should be fine. That's what I'm thinking. Let's move this thing back a notch and see what happens. See, hello. Thank you for being here. Truckle Beetle Bailey. 3 people in one truck. Yes, and especially after Taco Tuesday. K. Wayne, Vegas, Texas is on 40 between Amarillo and New Mexico. Oh, all right. Some little town. All right. Awesome. The truck itself is heavier. They take out half the storage and put in a heavy bunk. So the supports in the bunk, I guess, are made to support a 650-pound driver probably. So the truck weighs a little more. You're going to have to move the fuel back a notch. Bricks Morris, the topic. Hey, by now it's whatever it is. We're talking about LME. Timmerman Starlight Trucking closed. This I-70 crash. Guy blames somebody else. Whatever you want. Skilled labor posed to pay well, but trucking, some make $500 less a week. That's sad. That's not enough to be away from home. No, $1,000 a week should be the minimum. Oh no, it should be more. To be away from home, I really think it should be $2,000. You're gone from your entire life. It isn't just you're at work. Your whole life is gone. It's back at home. I don't know if that day will ever come. Companies are getting close to it and paying good. So, but I always want more than that. We're always trying to stretch, never be satisfied. Cat lift research. Watching from the house on Roku. Oh, nice. I'll see that in the analytics. One Roku watcher. Because it'll tell me later. I can look at any video and see what people watched it on. Interesting. I love the show, and you're the new voice for a lot of drivers. Well, thank you for that. Keep the heat up on scumbag bottom-feeding megas. I try to keep it on there. King Bob, the bunk sits pretty low. Yeah, so being 6 feet tall, I have to duck to fit under it. I've seen that. There have been people that have done videos of that truck, and it takes a lot of room out of the truck. Earth Sun Trucker, it's hard to buy the fruit cups and eggs from Love's when it costs so much. You buy a whole watermelon for what you paid for it in Love's. Well, you'd better off buying a watermelon. What, the fruit cups are $4 or something? Come on, they're not that much. I get paid $15 an hour labor after 2 hours at a pickup. That's not terrible. Better than some at 4 hours. GT40, watch every week unless you're driving. Thanks for all I do. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Believe me, I appreciate everybody being here every week. I sit here, I'm super nervous every week. So believe me, abandoned trucks in Mexico with the load on it in shop. Somebody sent me this Falcon truck. I just love it. Just still sitting abandoned with its load on it. Just sitting there majestically in a field. Drivers, good day in Georgia on I-85. The new Loves is making good progress. Should be open soon. Good. We need way more than that one Loves. Tube, plentiful and free, guaranteed maximum miles, at least one boxing match per week. I don't know where we're at. $30 detention after 2 hours is my detention. That's more like it right now. We're starting to make some money. Had a 74 Vega with a Super 10. Holy moly. How slow would it shift in a Vega? Oh my gosh, with a Super 10. That thing, I had a 4-speed in mine. It barely got out of my way. I had a Super 4 in it. They haven't seen you because you're wearing a camouflage blue Parrot. Oh, of course, whenever you go in the truck stop, you have to have your headset on, and the light's got to be blinking on it. No matter if you're talking or not, that light has to be blinking. And then as soon as you go in the bathroom, you immediately need to make a phone call and talk to people while you're on there, certainly. Rusty Nails, working out in your truck and listening to the show. Wish Rustiers had healthier options in the vending machines. Well, that would never sell, right? I mean, who's going to drop an apple out of that thing? Kenneth, it's because they're in cups. Now some might buy, but not enough. You know, it seems like it's convenient. They sit in the cup holder that way. Lenny, I've only seen one Care Bear in a work zone near Champaign on 74. This is where they need to be. And they're not. They're out in the middle of nowhere with somebody writing somebody a ticket for 56 and a 55. King Bob, your foot goes all the way back and stays there. You're constantly overweight on steers and have to rework. That's crazy. I wonder why they have it set up like that. You should. I mean, I was thinking you're in the middle and can move back one spot. You have plenty. Well, Bill has plenty of bandanas on ice. That's not a bad idea. You know, freeze a full gallon of water, like almost to the top. Freeze that thing solid and take it with you for the heat that you're about to get later this week. Imagine sitting in the back of the trailer for 3 hours unloading at a Dollar Tree. I cannot imagine it. It's supposed to be 94 here later this week with humidity. How hot is that going to be for that U.S. Express driver that comes to Dollar Tree in town and unloads? Oh my gosh. Bricks, are we in a trucking recession? I don't think so. Here's what DAT says about the rates today. Okay, reefer's $2.30. It's up 5 cents from June and 15 cents from May. And van rates are $1.93 average on the loads, up 4 cents from June and 14 cents from May. And here one I wrote down, Memphis to Indy is paying $2.56, up 22 cents. Here's the thing about a recession or whatever, or always negative talk about stuff. Everything comes and goes. There's always ups and downs in the industry. I know, like many of you, I'm not any different. I've worked always. No problem having a job. Find a job you like. Okay, keep your record clean and stay there. Don't change jobs every 12 weeks. And you won't have any problem, you know, if you have to get a job somewhere. And wherever you work, if you'll just work hard, you shouldn't have any problem. Everybody's got to eat. Everybody needs toilet paper because they got to eat. There's always something, and that's serious. There's always something that has to be moved. And so no matter of a recession, people still have money to buy things. There's always going to be work for good drivers that have a good record. No problem. Don't worry about, don't think negative. Always think positive as well, just for yourself and in your life. You know, when you put positive things, that positive comes out of it. Always think good. No, this is terrible. What can I do? No, this is great. How am I going to make it better? That's the way to do it. That's Motivation Monday. The third bunk also has a weight limit of 250 pounds. Really? So what? Look, what do you do, King Bob? You get a couple of big boys in there with you. Or do they seriously send you with somebody that's smaller? Look, we've got a driver that's 400 pounds. So I'm just telling you, drivers get pretty big. Do you have a scale in the truck? Trucking's an industry that always hiring, which is sad. People are always quitting. A lot of the carriers, most companies have a turnover rate or higher. The industry needs a change. Yeah, the carriers, of course, as you know, create that problem themselves. They create a problem and they want Congress to solve it. The turnover, and people leave the whole industry. It's in their first year mainly because they're treated poorly. I just hate to see it. I get these letters all the time and I get a lot of emails. And I was behind. I'm caught up today. I get emails from people where they're making $300 a week. They have a check. It's $300 for 3 weeks straight. Come on. They're going to quit the whole industry, and then you're going to wonder why you can't find drivers. It's just so sad for me for that. I teamed up one time, and it didn't work out. I haven't teamed since. I couldn't imagine tripling up Bob Stryker. Look, I'm not a team person. I've said if you want to do it, be my guest. I'm not teaming. I don't care what you pay me. Teaming, I'm just not doing it. Well, Bill will pay somebody else $2,000 a week to be gone from his wife. Holy mackerel. When you get home this week, man, She's going to just stuff you in the shower for like an hour. Let alone how difficult it will be to keep the truck clean. Oh, right. Well, you have them do it. Ryan, you're a lot of voice. Always grateful. Well, thank you very much. Look, I appreciate your information on your side of it. You've got a huge insight into stuff that I don't have any idea about. So thank you for being on here and giving that, really. Fighting for layover pay right now. Our load was scheduled for drop Monday. We delivered Saturday, but turned down 200-mile load to Michigan. Ugh. And so you still haven't been paid. But they're going to say, well, because you turned this down, you're not going to get paid. Believe me. Luke, it's 21 an hour after an hour. That's still good, but technically that hour is covered because you get for showing up. So all your time is paid. You get your $21 and then 21 an hour. Keep rolling. That's how to do it. Exactly. Truckers Coach TV is here. What's going on? Thanks for coming in today. Good to see you. Bob Stryker got this. You're putting out info and create a format for us to discuss issues and work together. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm here every Monday for people that are new or don't know. Every Monday at 1 p.m. I do this live show for about 2.5 hours. That's 1 p.m. Eastern time. George Costanza is here again. Do you think having stuffed animals on the dashboard attracts attention from the DOT? You figure they enjoy seeing your 14 different Pikachus. I think the problem is that they might have an app, and so they might start following you because they need that for their Pikachu Go app. So I think you could attract them through the app. No, look, what I think is that the dashboard should be clear. That's just my personal opinion. It's not if it's in your line of sight. It's probably not illegal. Anything that is out there, though, can attract attention. And probably 4 Pikachus is not a problem, but you've all seen it. There's 12 coffee cups. There's a McDonald's cup. There's a Jack in the Box cup, and there isn't a Jack in the Box for 1,000 miles. There's bags and stuff. Clean all that garbage out of there. There's a 1989 Motor Cares Road Atlas. Holy moly. Rod Da Silva, it's a good time to get into trucking. It's always a good time to get into trucking industry. It is. Get at a good place. Take that little time to find a good place. Get in there. Keep your record clean, and you'll have a job for the rest of your life. It's going to be tons of time before these places find a truck that's going to drive itself. I wouldn't even worry about that at all. Kenneth says Creed is treating you good. Excellent. I'm glad to hear any company treating people well. 421, if companies did more than have a pay guarantee, it's like 5.2 or 4.3 or 5.2. Some places do that. Respect the driver like an actual human, paid for all your work, then people would want to come here. I did a video about Dot Foods, which I liked because they have this 5 and 2, 4 and 4, all these different ways that you could work there, which I like because depending on your life, what you need, they had different schedules to fit your life. So maybe you don't want to work full time, but you need some money and can still drive. They have a 4 and 4. You're off half of the year. So they had different schedules at Dot Foods. That was one of them that had that set up. And we were talking about, you get a day off a week or whatever. You can get half the week. You can get literally half of the year off at a place like that. So there's something for everybody, no matter what you need in the industry. If you look around, there's a company filling that need for you, and you can get a job and get benefits and have a good life. Ryan O will take his 2,000 to raise 10,000 TA points. Do you really have 10,000 TA points? That's really something. Truckers Coach James had a tie-up, put me off till Wednesday orientation. Oh, all right. Yeah, I've been following that. Want to see how that goes there for you. Brooksand Black Smoke Matters is planning another. Really? They are? Are they really? Where did you see that? What rock did those guys come out from under? Where's my Holiday Inn pen here? I got to write that down. BSM. Holy moly. These guys come out of the woodwork. I got to be on that. Did CNBC call those guys up again because they needed lunch? Would I recommend trucking to young people? Yeah, I recommend trucking especially to young people that I don't like college really, unless you're going to be a doctor or something. I think it's ridiculous. I think it wastes a lot of time. So young people, yeah, go to trucking. 21 years old. Go live in a truck 5 years. Save your money. You got $100,000 to $150,000 saved up. If all you have is a phone bill and don't have anywhere to live or a car or anything. Now, will most people do this? No. I was going to do it. I didn't do it. A lot of people didn't, but it's possible to do. Just save part of your money. You can have tons and tons of money. So absolutely, that's the way to do it. If you can do it. At 21, it's hard to do. I didn't do it. I spent $200 a month on a phone in 1990, but, that's another problem. Matt Beasley, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate the content and the live stream for the newbies. Hey, Anytime I'm here available, write to me, whatever you need. I'll do what I can for you. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And for the super chat, thank you very much. You haul milk, and no matter what the economy gets, we never get slow. Exactly. People need to make omelets from that 50,000 egg tanker. Brooks, it ain't working because Black Supposed Matters is too eccentric and act like fools. Yeah, truckers coach. Exactly. Exactly. I was thinking about buying a stuffed pig doll and dressing it up like the DOT. Think they would take offense? You should have it in the passenger seat and seat belted in. Oh my gosh. Out Big Cheese Shop Mechanic has told all drivers it's against FMCSA rules. Uh-oh. For anyone that's not DOT certified under a mechanic to fix anything on the truck, including lights. No. You can sign that you fixed it properly, right? I don't want. Well, then I'd say fine. Are you gonna pay me when my light goes out on the side of the road? I want breakdown pay until you send a shop mechanic out or call a shop to send me a clearance light on the side of the road. Love it. Give it a clipboard and everything. Oh, that's good, right? Big, huge Mike. Hey, what's going on, too? Rhino, you have to scale yourself before you give that truck for a week. Look, if there's a weight limit, all I'm saying, we've all seen drivers that are gigantic, 400-500 pounds. So if they're two 500-pound students, what do we do here with drivers coming out to the truck when they've got a weight limit on this thing? Is that true? The only thing I found was brakes. No, you can fix your own lights and stuff, no problem. But if they don't want you to, then I want to get paid while I wait. That I consider that a breakdown then. Fine. If the mechanic says that's fine, that's no problem. But then if a light is out, I consider that a breakdown. So when I do my inspection or if a light goes out, I want to get paid breakdown pay until that is fixed by a certified mechanic. And if they send like a truck stop out, a TA, I'm going to have some kind of certification from that guy before I let him fix it. Me being a big guy myself, King Bob, I got up there and couldn't move because there isn't enough room. Even a small person can barely move. That's not going to be comfortable. But if there's a weight limit, what does England do? Do they actually weigh you? Well, they would know your weight, but do they say, well, you're too fat to go, so we got to wait for you. You're getting a little bit big to get up there. We don't think you're going to make it up the ladder. Oh, and does the other student have to push from the butt and somebody's pulling him up? Oh, my gosh. This is not getting a good visual in my head for sure. Comfortable man is not sitting in a truck with another guy or girl and not putting up with their personal BS. It's not for me. Okay, the way they do it there, and 3 people, I cannot imagine that, really. Theo Anderson hit 1 million safe miles last month. Congratulations. That is awesome. 1 million safe miles. That's great, and not many people get to it. Very good. On to 2 million, and thank you for that. I appreciate you being here as well. How about a review of the super nice driver's chair at Petro Joplin? What do you say? If you've sat in it, let us know. Glider map pre-99, you could do that, right? Give away a chair for 50,000 subscribers. Well, we get to that, and we'll talk about that. Our new truck seat. We'll see if we can get sponsored by them. Matt likes I have a positive industry about the attitude about the industry versus some other people on YouTube who swear there's not a future in it. Well, Matt, thank you for that, by the way. And look, you gotta have a positive attitude about everything. Or your life, you're just gonna be a depression all the time, right? That's not gonna be great. Wherever you are, right? Make the best of it. But trucking is totally, people got to eat, right? We look around recession, there's all these people, they all weigh 500 pounds. They're eating something. We got to bring that food to them. Oranges don't pick themselves and be delivered to somebody's house. So you're going to have no problem. Keep a clean record. You get 9 tickets and people write to me, well, Mark, I can't get a job. Yeah, you got 9 tickets. Okay. But if you'll stay somewhere for a while and keep your record clean, you got it made in the industry. Made in the shade. Kenneth Fielder, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is really great today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Most shows are 2.5 hours average. Mark, why don't you do an extended show once in a while? I should do that sometime, Wild Bill. Maybe we'll think about doing that. You're right, Mark. Most people wash out of trucking together in 4 or less months. Yes, because they're being mistreated by the companies. But they have to understand you won't start off making 75. You won't. You're not going to make 75, 100. I see videos about this, 150,000 your first year. But it doesn't mean you should come in the industry also and make $300 a week. That is crazy. People come in the industry, they have a family to support, so they can't do $300 a week. People should be paid a reasonable amount of money to start. There's nothing wrong with saying that, certainly. And I get the letters. Believe me. People think it doesn't happen. It does. $300, $330 checks. That can't happen. That cannot happen in the industry. There's no reason for it. Trucking DEF is not dead. I'm feeding my family and driving a new truck. Definitely not dead. We have been fortunate. Yeah, you've been doing really good in it. You're in part of the industry, flats, that pay more. It's more work. But there's still tons of stuff to do. Trucking is never going anywhere as long as everybody has to put food in their face until we develop the Star Trek, replicator. Hub Group review, please. All right. Yeah, I've never looked into Hub Group. I know they work out of Indianapolis. I've seen their ads. Big Huge Mike. A lot of people on YouTube that say they know their future in trucking are people don't know what they're talking about. The layout may change, but there'll always be a need. Yeah, things will change. Just keep up on technology. Okay, maybe that's the other thing. Trucks, very technical, a lot of computers in them, screens everywhere. Don't be somebody who carries around, doesn't understand technology. But otherwise, you got it made. Lenny, ambulance chaser lawyers are just waiting for autopilot trucks. Oh, yeah, who are they going to sue? They're going to sue the truck. Brooks Ann will email the link. I'd love it. Roger Penske, just because I'm in a sleeper does not mean I'm not at work. If I'm not dead in jail in the hospital, then where's Waldo? Waldo's at work. I understand. You're not going to get paid to sleep. It's just not going to happen. And you're just not going to get paid. We got to fight to get paid for working. Nobody's going to pay us to sleep. It's just never going to happen. King Bob turned 22 on the 9th. Happy birthday to you. Boy, I'm only a little over 10 years older than you. That's really good. Bob, 10 millimeter. Did I hear about the federal judge with Pam ruling that according to the labor law, drivers should be paid while the sleeper? All right, here's the ruling. We talked about this a couple times. Here we go. This ruling, Pam is being sued to get paid for all of their hours. Drivers said we should be paid for all of our hours, including sleeping. So the judge, Pam said they filed a motion, and they go, look, we say no way. We want this dismissed. Okay, and the judge said on this motion, this is what he ruled on lately, the motion is dismissed. I'm not going to allow the motion. I'm going to allow the trial to proceed. That's all that's happened. He hasn't said drivers should be paid or anything. He said there's probably enough evidence for the trial to continue. So the motion is denied and the trial will continue. That's all that's happened. Trucking isn't changed. Nothing. You're not going to get paid. Nothing has happened yet. Pam doesn't like it. But it's going to be a while. A trial date will be set and then we'll go on from there. So we'll see if they pay the people off or what happens. But nobody's being paid for being in the sleeper yet. Bob Stryker, this is not an attempt to recruit, but even though Celadon may still be in danger, I had a family emergency come up. Okay. Warriors talk about hiring people just for summertime. A notified me driver manager got permission to bobtail 200 miles from Seymour to LaPorte and are working with me so you can be LaPorte. That's what they should do, right? And that's really good. And I commend them. And I don't know if they're going to go under or not. It's very iffy. The stock is recovered a little bit. It would make me a little nervous. I like working at a large public company so that I can follow their stock and see exactly what they're doing. And so it just makes me nervous. That they're treating you well, I'm grateful for that. Believe me, I think that's great. They're not known to do that for people. So I'm glad they're doing that for you. And I'm sorry that you had a family emergency. I'm glad at least they got you back. Some companies would have said no to it. So, and that's how you keep a driver. That's exactly a 200-mile bobtail can be the difference between a driver staying and a driver quitting. Costs them a little bit, well worth it. That's a lot of almonds, but you could pedal quick in Denver. Yeah. Holy moly, you could have a Denver almond. Mad Maldy loves when you're climbing a hill and look behind to see a four-wheeler going slow. Yeah, why do cars follow me up the hills? So you're climbing a hill at 45 or something. Why is there a car behind you? They do the same. I'm going down in Indiana, going 65 on the interstate, and there's a car behind me. The speed limit is 70 for them. Get the heck going. I guess maybe from going slow all the time. When I'm in a car, I pass all the trucks. It's the only time I get to do it. So I love it. I'm out there racing Landstar trucks just because I can. I'm like, you're not passing me up now. High school buddy drove trucks for 3 years and never came home. Wow, he saved all his money. Somebody actually did it. Then quit it, came home and bought a house and a car and got a normal job and said he was done. Well, I guess that's good if that's what he wants to do. I'm saying you could do that, buy that house and car, and then get a local job and still make good money, and you got it made. Adam, I never drove a Ford because your parents raised you right. What the heck? How do we delete people off of here? Never drove a Ford. Ford is quality as job one at Ford. Rod, thanks for answering your questions. A great help. God bless you. And to everybody out there, thank you for being here. And I always answer questions. Email me anytime. I try to keep up. I got a little behind. I had a lot of questions come in last week. I don't know why. Some days, 40 questions in a day. So if I was still with Swift, they would have given me a hard time about getting your family. That's too bad. They don't realize, companies don't realize where that kind of thing goes. Look at that little thing like that, 200 miles. How great, how much better do you feel about the company? A lot, probably. Just that kind of thing. You think, oh, this is no good. But then this is great. Ryan, not everybody can say million with no accidents. I agree. I mean, you get to that million, hopefully your company does something for you, gives you a jacket or something. 421, if you were for Schneider, you'd already have your 58th patch to put on your jacket. Did the guy from the Fader wreck in Georgia ever bond out like the guy in the Colorado wreck? I don't know. He didn't have as much backing behind him like this guy in Colorado. He only bonded out because people gave him money on Facebook. That's how he said he bailed out because of that. So that makes you a little worried that he's not going to come back, really, because it's not his money up for there. Bob Starkey, you're happy with the company, and they've been good to you. That's all companies don't realize. They don't have to give you a raise necessarily. Companies are always, we have a sign-up bonus, we have this and that. How about just treat people better? When they have a problem, help them solve it. That's all companies have to do, and the company makes more money. People forget. That's how you are successful, is just solve problems. That's it. If a company would solve a driver's problem, bingo, they have a driver for life. A man at my CDL school got sent home for being overly obese. He couldn't climb in the truck and couldn't get his leg up on the step. Okay, so he's so big he can't even get in the truck. Because, otherwise, if you can pass the DOT physical, you can do it. Our driver here at 4-something, right, at 4 bills, as my dad would say, gets in the truck. But if you can't get in the truck, you're going to have to maybe take a little time to lose some weight. Big, huge Mike, another 4 years, and you'll be at 1 million saved miles with the company. Then you should have close to 2 million. That is awesome. Isn't that? So once you get to that point, for new drivers, you get rack up 1 million saved miles. Trucking is no problem for you anymore. You're not worried about a recession or anything. You're going to have a job in trucking. It isn't any problem. Adam, if they weigh 500, how do they pass the physical? You can pass. Look. You can pass the physical. You can have medication that keeps your blood pressure down or whatever. There's not a weight limit on the physical. And you all, look, we've all taken a physical. What am I saying? How hard is the physical? It isn't like a physical, come on. All they have is walk across the room on your heels or whatever. Wild Bill says 19,948. JC is at 19,945. Thank you very much for that. Comfortable man working at Swift. I sit at a shipper and receiver for hours on end. Till this practice stop, people will not work for these companies. Here's the thing. You wouldn't mind it if you got paid for it, probably. Or it wouldn't be so bad if you were getting paid. It isn't really the sitting, am I right or not? You can answer this. It's the pay. If I quit now, I would have another driving job by the end of the day. Exactly. I don't have any tickets. Oh, you have no tickets either and a clean record. You get a decent paying job. Yeah. So even a company closed, bingo. You're going to get a job, no problem. Make a couple phone calls, you're in somewhere. So having a good record, that's all you have to do. Clean record, you got a job. Trucking is just like that. It's one of the only industries you can go in, basically with a GED. Someplace not even that. And have a really good job that pays, way more than most college graduates. I'm not a fan of college at all anyway, unless it's for a specific thing. Going there for an art history degree is just ridiculous. Edward, the 4 and 5 pounders are eating roller wieners. Roller wieners are known to be diet foods. They're weight loss. So that's what I've heard anyway. Josh, all right, like you will be doing, I need to head off and get ready for work. Okay, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And of course, don't forget about next week's show, the giveaway show. Big, huge Mikey, to roller wiener and you're under 400 pounds. Exactly, because the more of them you eat, the less you weigh. Adam, if you haven't worked, I think 300 is fair. Yikes. GP Transco. For those who say trucking is getting worse or dying, what we see is technology making the drivers easier, safer, and more enjoyable. Please don't neglect catching up on modern tech. Oh my gosh, GP, you are so right. And I always encourage drivers, if you're not up on technology, because we have a driver that doesn't have a cell phone, okay? Get up on it, or that's how you're going to be left behind in the industry, because the trucks are going to get more and more and more technical. They have trucks now coming out with no mirrors on them that have screens for that. They're going to have backup cameras and proximity sensors. Keep up with the technology, really, because that's, I think, how people will get booted out in the next round of people that get left behind. It will be that. I don't eat them all the time. They bother your stomach. That's how you lose weight. You eat 2 of them, and you can't eat for 3 days. So that's how they keep you thinner. I love it. Pam is penny a mile. Why would anyone work there? Because they run ads, and people don't know the difference. That's what I used to think, too, really. But when people don't know, they think, oh, this is great money. And Pam is like, oh, you make all this money or whatever. People don't know any better. They don't know. Ryan, roller wieners aren't the problem. They're not fattening when they're made from quality, healthy products and guaranteed never overrolled. Never overroll your wieners, okay? And you can write that down and attribute that to me. Just like SRT, 90 cents for owner-operators. That's some good money right there. I've seen FedEx paying 75 cents for company drivers. Trucking Answer t-shirt, please. Yes, I have a few t-shirts to give away on the show. It's a shame YouTuber takes most of your super chats. I understand that. It's okay. I don't ever ask for super chat. I appreciate when they come in. And it's a 70-30 split, let's be honest about it. So, but, they make it convenient for that. So, that's how it is there. So, thank you. And I will have a few shirts to give away on the show. Yep. I love four-wheelers that ride side by side with me till you get stuck being another slow-moving truck. Oh, yes. What is going on? People in cars don't understand how great it is to be able to go to the speed limit, I think. When in a bunk, aren't you still responsible for the truck? Ken, yes. The public's not going to get it. They're just not. They're going to say, oh, you can't get paid to sleep? We don't get paid to sleep. The fight's going to be get paid to work. There's already enough work hours we don't get paid for. Get paid to work. 421 quality and Ford don't mix like oil and water. They're the recall kings. My Escape has not been recalled, which the wife drives. And so there. Look, I've had a lot of Fords. I had an LTD, I had a Granada, I had a Fairmont. I've had several Tauruses. I had 4 Focuses, 3 or 4 Escorts. I mean, I just had a lot of these different kind of car. We had an E150 conversion van. I love them. King Bob would like a Trucking Answer shirt. That's awesome. Come on back next week. We'll be giving stuff away. 15 Lone Star with ISX and a 13 and a top speed of 82. Wow, so you get to roll out there and make some money. Steel Horse, yes, Teespring. Look, you can buy them this week, which is always appreciated. And they are for sale on Teespring, which I really hardly ever mention on here, really. But I think it's on top of some of the videos, really. But I do have a few shirts on there for sale. We'll have some free ones next week. Bob Stryker, you don't get paid for the 200 miles, been able to hear from my family, and that's more than makes up for it. Yeah, look, they sent you home in their vehicle for free. Well worth it. I wouldn't expect them to pay it. It would have been even better if they did that. This kind of thing is great for them to do, and they're going to keep it. That's how they keep a driver. So they run 200 miles of fuel through the truck. I mean, holy mackerel. They will keep you for life if they would just continue to do that kind of stuff. Alex Stewart, if I was facing life and Facebook bailed me out, you would never see you again. That's what I'm thinking, too. People put up $400,000 of their own money for them, which, is their right to do, certainly. But the point of bail is to ensure that you'll come back, for your trial. If you don't have any skin in it, what do you care if you leave, I guess? Now, he may come back. He may come back. I'm not saying he won't. If your truck's assigned to you, you're responsible for the truck even if you're not in it. It is, but you're not going to get paid for it. We just could never work it that way. Roger Penske worked for Means Paper and Food in Chicago. Well, they paid $7 an hour during sleepover time. That's more than most. If it was it was food delivery, so the money was good, and plus you got paid to sleep. That's unusual. I'm amazed that some of the drivers out here can pass the physical. Yeah, I'm all surprised at that, but you'd be surprised what medicine can do today. I get a 2-year physical for people that are asking. So I just got it a couple months ago, so I'm good for a couple more years. But I'm only in my extreme upper 30s. So I heard that when you get older, this can be a problem. I don't know. I'll let you know in 20 years. D. Barth, I heard the drivers that are having the accidents do not read the signs. This guy on 70, he passed that runaway ramp. Come on. They say save gas by tailgating. You could. It does. It worked on Mythbusters, if you remember. The blitz must be for cars, too. I wish it was for cars. Who says people don't get paid to sleep? Have you ever had an office job? Right. That's the... Right. Well, it's England recruiters that are not answering the phone and the stuff. The blitz is for everyone, including four-wheelers. Good. They should catch all those people also going 9,000 miles an hour. Same, half the accidents are caused by four-wheelers. It is. Swift only pays $10 an hour after 2 hours. That's not great. There's simply no money in it. Only way a driver makes decent money is turning the wheels. At that place, right, that's so low that it's almost not worth it. So after your third hour, you've made $10. That's crazy. If I'm sitting, I'm not rolling, since most companies pay cents per mile. That's how they've gotten drivers. This cents per mile, which really needs to be changed, is from 1,000 years ago. It should go away. Everybody, I'm sticking with hourly plus overtime for all your work time. That's the kind of thing that the public can get behind. A senator can understand. Getting sleep, paid where you sleep, they're not going to understand it. That's what I think. Rusty Nail, my coup de grace is the show. Could be telling us the best kept secret on YouTube. I could be, right. But no, we keep that out just because I don't want them in the videos, I see all these people and then they get letters from their company, whatever. I don't want them in my videos. I want to be able to do what I want. And I can't say what I want. Once you start mentioning your company, you're going to be limited on what you can say. And I don't want that kind of problem. Cassius King is thinking of a 100% roller wiener diet. I think you'll lose a lot of weight on that. You'll be able to fit up in that top bunk in no time. King Bob is on the roller wiener diet and it works good. See? No bread, just the wiener itself. Tofu roller wieners. Wow, yuck. Where the heck are those going on? My company uses retreads on drives. Is this legal? Yes, it is. It doesn't say you can't use retreads. It is a thought that you can't, but in fact, when we look at the regulations, yeah, they're allowed. James Faust, acceleration. Yeah, retreads can give blowouts. Trucking man, there's a guy that wants to be back every week at my company, and all he does is sit at the terminal. Well, then he can't complain about not making money. I had a 2010 Crown Vic, 200,000 miles, no issues, of course, because it was a Ford. It's probably still running today. Ford's known to get 2 to 3 million miles per vehicle. I feel like I'm a roller when you're on the grill in my truck right now. I feel bad for you. You're going to have to spend another $105 for a motel tonight. Ryan Orion t-shirt, rolled to perfection. Truckers for rolling wieners. Oh, that is really good. Rolled to perfection. Any update on the 65 mile an hour regulation bill? Yeah, it's still going through. And, these two senators want it. And there's nothing further than what I've said, other than it's still just making its way, along. It'll take some time. Will they pass that? I'm even up in the air on whether they'll pass it, but I'm surprised it got this far. With retreads, you lose fuel miles. Some of them have that fuel max thing on there, don't they? But I don't know. As a company driver, I don't necessarily care because I don't buy the fuel personally. Damon has a 01 Grand Marquis and likes it. That's awesome. Bigfoot and Beyond, great show. Thank you very much, and thanks for coming in for it. What about the four-wheelers that follow close? They follow you into the scale. Oh, yeah, I've seen cars in there. I'm like, what the heck? They don't even know what they're doing. And that person should be getting a ticket and a full inspection. Brooks Ann, England means every new guy leaves after 90 days. I love that people have put together these words for England, considering how many letters it is. I hope we don't have each truck at 65. It could happen. That's what they want. It's safer. Don't you think it's safer? Roger Penske, 1 million miles isn't impressive. How about 100,000 miles of driving in LA traffic? That's even better, right? Wow, Bill, if you keep buying Fords, you may get a good one by accident. Holy moly. They're all good. Which one isn't good? My 88 Escort, I love that car. Kenneth, my thought is if I'm having to wait to deliver as a company driver, either we get paid or the clock stops. You should get paid. Because if your clock stops, that means you're sitting there free and you're just going to do more work. That lowers your rate per hour. I don't like it. You should get paid if you're at work. Bob Stark, I've been thinking about recommending someone from Celadon participating with the show, like GP Transco. Yeah, I don't know if Celadon would be as eager to come on the show. They'd probably get harder questions than some places do. But sure, of course, any trucking company. I've had other trucking companies in here as well. The show's open to everybody. Live chat. Have them come on in. But when they put their name out there, I'll expect that they answer questions. And if they don't, I'll boot them out of here. So a trucking company like Celadon. So if I ask them about detention, then I need an answer. Not, we're just whatever. I want an answer from them. That's all I'm saying. It's pretty easy to get blood pressure meds. Some might keep taking it, but if you decide to use them for like a month before your physical, you sure can pass. Well, here's the thing. If you have high blood pressure, you need to take your medication to get it down. Many years ago, I don't know how many years it's been now, 10, 15 years. My eye, this is a personal story, I guess. my right eye, I would go blind in it. I'd be like driving and then I couldn't see out of that eye. And I went in and my blood pressure was, I don't remember the exact numbers, 190 over 125 or some huge number. And the doctor sent me immediately to the emergency room with this. And they're like, they lay me down and gave me IV medication for that. And the doctor there, the ER doctor's like, you could have died at any moment. You could have had a stroke. He goes, you got to stop. You got to no stress. You got to lower your stress level. You got to go walk, which I walk every day, right? Exercise. And you just got to cut it out or you're going to die. Change what you eat. And so I went on medication and stuff. And I don't take it anymore. Okay. Now my blood pressure, the other day we just checked it at Meijer. It was 122 over 79 or something like that at Meijer at the thing, without any medication. So I'm just telling you that don't let it get high because that kind of thing can kill you. He said, I was very lucky. I didn't have a stroke and die from it. And so take the medication. Don't just take it to pass a physical. Go get healthy, do it. Go walk. Go cut your stress down. If you're being stressed out at work, quit. You're going to die. This work is not worth dying over. More companies would do this could help the industry as a whole. It could. But they got to answer questions. That's all I ask of places. Just answer a question honestly. That's it. What happened to Kevin Roper, the guy from the Tracy Morgan accident? It would be hard for him to get a job. He went to jail. That guy got arrested and convicted of involuntary manslaughter. I don't know if he's out yet. I assume he's not going to be able to drive anywhere. Who would hire him? How did Crap Money of the Week respond to your honest reviews? Okay, so I only had a couple of places ever contact me from Crap Company of the Week, and I was always impressed that they would do that. So most of them never responded at all because most of the places on there don't care. They really don't care what I think because they run tons of ads. So most places didn't respond. K&B responded like right away, but most places didn't respond at all. But I've gotten lots of emails which make me feel good. People don't see the emails that I get that said, because of your videos, I didn't go to work at this place. And now I'm here and I'm making 20 cents more than they were going to give me or 10 cents more. That's $10,000 or $20,000 a year change in their first year in their pay. That's life-changing kind of money. And that's the kind of thing, that's what I want to do here. And I feel really good about that when I get that kind of letter. So I'm happy to do it. But most of the companies themselves didn't respond at all. Well, Bill, who do I drive for? I never get that question, which is unusual for me. But I keep them out of my videos, right? I don't ever say, and I keep them out of the videos. I don't want them to have a say in what I do. I don't recruit for my company either. How many drivers are out here recruiting? You know why? They get a big bonus. How many drivers could you get on if you had a larger channel like some of these people do and see you get 5 drivers a week to come in? That could be your whole paycheck. Oh, my gosh. I don't do any of that. Bob Stryker, drivers that sit and do nothing are probably the ones claiming there's a recession. Some of them are. Every company, this is not any certain company. There's lazy people at every company, and they'll be the first ones out, and they're the ones, there's no freight, I can't do anything. Yeah, because you only want to run 300 miles, or you won't deliver that freight because it's at 11 p.m. Exactly. You still got to work. Exactly. They're the first ones complaining. Any information on Fremont contract carriers? I don't have anything on FCC. Retreats are allowed in the streets also. It's the drivers that listen to others and don't read. They think they can be on the steer axle. The rules say no regrooved tires on retreaded ones. This person was asking about drive tires. Thanks for being here at GP Transco, Rusty Nail. Wish more companies would tune in because Mark is the truth. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I do appreciate GP Transco being here. And people can answer them questions. I've had Decker. A couple of other companies have been on here as well. And every company, if you're at a company and want them to be on here, tell them to get in the chat. Most of them have a page. They could pay $3 a mile if you get 200 miles a month. Exactly. The rate is not the greatest thing. Retreads are allowed on semis, but can't use them on buses. That's correct. I believe you can. It's a pleasure, honest opinion. Yeah, GP wants to hear opinions. That's the thing. Most places don't care about drivers. You give them an opinion, like who cares? I believe you can even use them on steers, but most people don't. The only thing in the book is you can't use retreads on buses. That's correct. Big Huge Mike has got it on the nose. Cash is King. Are roller wieners good for lowering your blood pressure? Roller wieners are good for lowering your blood pressure. They're good for treating eczema, and they're good for most of the ailments that ail you. I think that's not an official medical treatment, but I'm sure that they work. King Bob got your CB working again for the past 2 weeks. You could receive but couldn't send. I'd rather be able to do that at least. Of course, how would you alert everyone to the underpants that you're wearing? Because everybody needs to know that. You need to tell them immediately. When people think CDL, says JJ, I think everyone thinks long-haul trucking. But you endorse local delivery jobs? Sure, absolutely. I mean, I'm home every day, and there's tons of local jobs. Coca-Cola. In fact, I wrote this down. I didn't even get to it. What are the top 3 private carriers in the United States by number of trucks? By number of trucks. So the top 3 private carriers by number of trucks, because this reminds me of this Coca-Cola, which is not one of them. But yeah, if you need to be home, there are local jobs where you'll make money and can be home every day. There's tons of those here. Ironically, GP Transco has local jobs. Lots of places run local, Cisco. There's all kinds of local places. Bigfoot and beyond, eating right, exercise, garlic, and bananas. Bananas, too, also helped, right? I do eat bananas every day. Of course, let's see, where'd I go? I lost my spot as usual. Wheeling, these plants bring a lot of plastic plants, so oil and gas jobs. There's jobs wherever you live. Unless you live in East Armpit, nowhere land, you might need to move. Okay, that has happened. Or a person wrote to me from the end of the Florida Keys, and they're like, I can't find a trucking job. I'm like, well, there's not a ton of freight going there. You may be somebody that wants to move, a little bit north. So other than that, if you live in the main part of the country, you can find a job. That's a great policy app. Thank you, Wild Bill. I appreciate that. Earthson, one of your favorite cars was an 88 Escort GT, red with a sunroof. Oh, that's nice. My Escort was a Pony. No options on that car. It only had a heater, no rear defrost, crank windows. Back windows didn't open. It was a 2-door, 4-speed. It didn't even have the 5-speed. And that car ran great. Meatloaf would harm to ride with Randy Travis. Holy mackerel. I think the blitz is real. I've seen tons of troopers and crowns and bridges this morning in South Georgia. Yeah, it is real. I mean, this is the week for it, certainly. Why do companies refuse to pay for quality drivers and prefer the revolving door? I don't understand it either. When you've got a driver who works there, why do you we'll give this driver 350 miles, $350 a week, and then we'll just keep running people through, other than there has to be a back door where they get money. So I think, and I can't prove it, I don't know, that when a driver comes in for training, because it's usually a training company that does this, that they get money from the government. There's got to be some way that they get it from the government, because a lot of these companies don't even check your record. So when you show up there, they're like, oh, we don't want to hire you, so you leave. That's because you showed up. There's got to be money right there. So then every once in a while, if somebody stays, that's fine. Otherwise, they'd go broke, right? But no. These companies, when you look at their numbers, any public company, you can see that they make tons of money. So there's got to be money in it, or they wouldn't do it. Auto insurance companies should offer interstate gator insurance back, and some of them need it, right? A Rusty Nail's got to leave. See you Monday. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you on the next show, of course. Ohio, yeah, look, you need to, if you're living in East Armpit, you're not going to get a trucking job. The end of the Keys, I'm like, it's because he names the Key. I'm looking at it, it's like way down there in the Keys. Of course, there's no jobs. Nobody goes there. So you may have to move. Otherwise, no problem. King Bob has seen bears every few miles in Texas along 35. Comfortable man, how about Hooterville? I think if you lived in Hooterville, you'd also need to get a job, which would be hard to do. You'd have to climb up the pole to use the telephone. James Faust, got to go medication time. Oh, okay, well, get your medications for sure, like we were talking about, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for being here. East Earth Sun, and that's what I'm doing down from fat to fit. Tired of the medications. Yeah, stress. Look, another big part of it is stress. It really is. Okay, so part of that is just a mindset change. That's for kind of a motivation show or whatever, but you got to change your mind if you're going to change your life. That's the first thing you got to do. What's crazy to me is that you make more money being home every other night with weekends off. Some local jobs pay better than some road jobs. There's drivers sitting around making $400 a week being gone, and drivers making $1,400 a week being home. You got to look around, right? Government subsidy for feds hiring. I think so. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. It costs so much money. There's got to be a subsidy when the people come in, or there wouldn't make any sense for what they're doing. They wouldn't make money. Lenny, best fix for increased heart rate, chug a can of Sprite and belch. Okay, saved you a couple times. I'll keep that in mind. Trucker Hershey, we're just running a little bit longer show today. Comfortable, man, right. And I also have a Fitbit that monitors my heart rate. So let's heart rate check 70. Not bad. Sitting here, I don't think a trucking company should be its own insurance company. A lot of them self-insure because they can't get insurance. For that first $1 million, they can't get any insurance. Decker makes you sign a contract and last orientation. Just a thought. A contract for what? A contract. Over-the-road drivers should be paid more. They should. What is this contract they make you sign? It's almost 1,500 Central. Yes. I'm not falling for no banana in the tailpipe. Yikes. It's tricky with trucking companies and drivers. The response to hiring drivers, turnover is 90 and margins are small. I agree. So there's a small margin and a big turnover, but a lot of these larger places, mega carriers, they run through tons and tons of people. Some of them hundreds and hundreds of people a week. Well, how could they do that? And then they put the driver out and they get $400. And I get the checks. They send me the checks all the time. $300, $400, $600. And then the people write them letters. One person had letter after letter and like, oh, that's all there is. That's all there is. What's the point? They're going to quit. You know somebody's going to quit if you're going to bring them in and pay them $20,000 a year to be a driver. That's not what they came there for. It costs that much just in roller wieners and helmet money every week that you got to spend at the Loves. They're going to quit. It just doesn't make any sense. Wild Bill, what is the stress you keep talking about? Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Acceleration, the 6-month employment contract, that's not bad. There are some places that it's 2 years. So actually, if it's 6 months, that's not terrible. King Bob has several old vehicles, a 65 Chevy C10, wow. 560s models Mustangs, a Model A, oh yikes, and a Model T, and 25, well, we need to, do you live near me? Let's get over to your house and check out some cars. They're getting subsidies from the state or feds, Leonidas. They have to be. There's be no other reason to it. It doesn't make any financial sense from a company standpoint, it would seem like to me. Somebody would say, hey, let's not hire 200 people and fire 90% of them. That's costing us a lot of money. Kane's still here. Good. Brooks Ann, it's crap companies, draw companies flip out if you go over your 10-hour sleep break. No. As long as you're on time, I've never had a company say a word to me about it. So never. As long as you're on time for your delivery, that's all I've ever had a company say to me ever. You decide all that stuff. So if your company's doing that, I don't think it's even many companies doing it. 6-month employment contract, don't understand. Yeah, exactly. You have to pay back all costs for orientation in 6 months. That's okay. Now that's garbage. I thought we're saying like for a student. And depending on the state, I'd have to look and see what state. Isn't Decker in Iowa? Some states don't allow it, some do. Like Illinois doesn't allow it. It depends on the state that they're in. No layover pay at Decker. That isn't any good. You should be paid. If they don't have a load for you, you should get a day's pay. A day. Most places don't pay you a day, but they pay you at least something. But I'm always trying to get what you should get. You should always get a day if you're on the road and they don't have a load for you. Now, is Decker a place that doesn't have any loads? We don't know about that. So what are these top private carriers? I'm going to name off the number 3 one, which is Walmart. They have 6,400 trucks. They are the third largest private carrier in the United States. So I just happened to see that today. I thought it was interesting. So yeah, so they don't have loads. So if they're not paying you, this is another place. All right. This is always curious to me. So they have you, they're not paying you, and you're sitting, and I guess I'd call them and say, hey, what are we doing here? Am I not getting paid? Am I supposed to sit here and not make any money? It just doesn't make sense. You call a company and go, I want to make some money. And they're like, oh, that's not any good. I don't understand it. Comfortable man. JB Hunt does not allow personal conveyance at all, no matter what. My company either. Also, no personal conveyance is allowed, period. They don't allow it. So, it is up to the company. The FMCSA said that they allow it for this, but it's company. It can be the company thing. And we don't allow it here either. Personal conveyance, just not allowed. So if JB Hunt doesn't allow it, I don't know what to say about that. The company is allowed to say you can't do it. Owning an old car must be cool. Yeah, well, Bill, you should try it sometime. When you came to my mobile live show there, driving that brand new Range Rover, it was nice and all, but you should try getting an old car. Outdoors Hillbilly just got done with some Love's roller wieners. Aren't they delicious? By the way, I'm always in the backyard. You run 65. Yeah, we probably pass each other out there. GP Transco, thoughts on company drivers being allowed to bring children under 18? Well, it's probably a liability for the company, for you, but probably drivers like it, especially if they're gone more. I would say for me personally, it's up to the company. What do drivers think about having kids come along? I'm sure a lot of drivers with kids like it, though. I've heard stories of companies sending messages on Qualcomm or calling your cell at 9.5 hour mark. Heard SRT is one of them. Yeah, K&B is a big one that does that kind of stuff. I don't like it, right? I will, as long as I got the time down, I'll figure out when I get up, whatever. I got it. So that kind of thing is maddening. That's where you get the high blood pressure. It's just maddening. Big Huge Mike says your company does not do it. Right. Outdoor Hillbilly says GP Transco gives you personal conveyance. Yeah, it's a company thing. Companies can do it or not. JB and Danny Herman are the only companies that never cheated you on payday. That's good. No company should cheat you out of payday, no matter who it is, really, right? Comfortable Man thinks it's stupid. Oh, really? Well, to each his own in that, right? King Bob likes owning old vehicles. I don't know where you get parts for a Model T, though. How would you fix that thing up? And I'll be going later this year, I think, to the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit just for a visit, and because they have a Star Trek exhibit there, ironically, but they also give you a ride in the Model T around there, so I think that'll be fun. 421, how is Walmart larger than UPS, Coca-Cola? Okay, well, I'm just telling you right here. Private carriers, private. And the top 3 private carriers, Walmart number 3. Number 2, Cisco Foods, 8,500 trucks. We're going by number of trucks. UPS is not a private carrier, at least not listed here. They're a public company. These are private carriers. Cisco Foods, number 2. Cash is King Trucking. You had a friend tell me that Prime 50,000 mile training is miles on the truck, not how many miles of training. Oh, so they're going to split it up. And from what I understand at England, and people from England could tell me this, if you will choose a 3-bunk truck, you get reduced training. You don't have to be trained as many hours. That encourages you to go in a 3-bunk truck. That's the way I understand it here. They're calling up but don't know how long for the line for showers and food. That's ridiculous. Trans Am sends a wake-up message 9 hours and 45 minutes and then starts calling if they don't see her in pre-trip. That's crazy. What if my delivery, I don't like it. Look, I don't like it. That kind of thing is none of their business. I will be at the delivery on time. That's all they need to know. JJ, let's take a second to pray for a guy just signed on England in the last 3 minutes and won't realize his mistake until he's in the middle bunk waiting for his upgrade. That's really good. Did you know? And since this show has been driving, 27 people have signed into England and 26 of them are going to quit. Acceleration Rules has a 71 Le Mans. Oh, that would be nice right before all the emissions. 73 Grand Prix, like it. 73 El Camino, unusual. 73 Buick convertible, nice. I had a Centurion for back then. 76 Trans Am, oh, that would be cool. Down on power, though. Currently own them all and no Fords. That's disappointing. Maybe you want to try sell some of those and get a nice Ford. You could probably sell all of them and get one good Ford. That's what I'm thinking. Indiana Car Show page on Facebook. Yeah, I look for car shows in the area too as well. I go to a lot of those. I found out info on that for the England. It's not based on hours. It's based on tasks. Oh, that's interesting. So can people in a 3-bunk truck get a reduced amount of training if they'll accept the 3-bunk truck? So students have 190 tasks they have to learn. That's a lot of tasks. Holy moly. Can you name a couple of those tasks? What are the tasks? And do they have to read them up? You have to name the tasks in 60 seconds. Go. Right. And so you have to name all these tasks. It's crazy. Sierra England has financing for personal vehicles, payroll deducted. Really? You can buy your personal car and have it taken out of your check? The Buick is a condition, right? Look, I like that Centurion that I had. I liked it. How do they finance a personal vehicle? That just gets you to stay there, though, right? Because it's coming out of your check. Do they loan you the money then? Or, can you not? If you can't get a loan, do they loan you the money? Oh, so the Buick is a Centurion. All right, so that's awesome. Mine was a hardtop, but that's great. That Centurion, that is really something, right? 455, love it. You own a 75 Cadillac Coupe d'Elegance. Oh, sweet. With a 500 engine and 17,000 miles. We need to get that thing on the road. Send a picture of that thing. I'd love to see that. Wow, 17,000. Was that your mom's or grandmother's? Was that a family kind of car? No PC time governed pay at waste of fuel with unnecessary 34-hour resets. Yeah, the 34-hour, that you should be, sitting somewhere. But the PC time, it's company-wide. It depends. Arrival, departure, detained. Love it. 89 Chevy 4x4, 2500. Not as classic. 454 big block. Been redoing the truck. That is going to be really something to get that done. It'll be unusual, too. There's none of those left. People, they rusted out and, so they're just being redone like this. That's going to be another great truck. That'll be really something on the road. I'd love to see it. This Cadillac and this Buick's really great. No road trips in this one. Well, it can certainly have a picture taken of itself. And how did you come across such a low mileage Cadillac? $75 in fuel in the last 4 hours. I just don't get it. Maybe, maybe somebody can explain why you hire all these people to me and, then fire all of them. So I'm going to go the number one top private carrier in number of trucks. That's what this said was PepsiCo. 11,100 trucks. That's just Class A trucks. So do I remember the Dodge Rampage? Sure, I had a Plymouth TC3. Are you kidding me? Which was the basis for that car. Sure, the Rampage. Love it. Remember the Shelby Rampage, too? You could Shelby-ize that car. Like the rules of acquisition, exactly. Private carrier can be public traded company or privately held company. Just means they don't haul other people's freight. Right, that's what makes it private. Right. These are all private carriers, haul their own freight. PepsiCo, 11,100 trucks on private freight. So King Bob says these are interesting. Basic driving skills, confined backing. Oh, is that where they put you in a straitjacket and then you have to back up? Speed adaptation, city driving, highway driving, filling up the truck, filling out comm checks. Nice. Doing a trip back, so on. Oh, so everything. So they've done it kind of like the Boy Scouts. We used to have to sign up in the book for our merit badges. You had to sign this off. So every single thing, they'll have to get all these things signed off. So do they have to do less of those if they get a 3-bunk truck? Brittany has a 1980 International Harvester. Which one? Do you have a Scout, a Travelall? Holy moly. And that would be what, AMC powered, right? Back then, or do those General Motors power? Gregor, we just bought a 86 Pace Aero. Wow. 454 and 60,000 miles. Wow. Yeah, a lot of those were run on the big block Chevys. That's really something. Dan's Garage in Kennewick, Washington has a 73 Centurion hardtop. That'd be great. He's asking $3,500. Google it. Oh, that'd be really wonderful. Driving it over here would be approximately $7,000 of gas to drive it from Kennewick to me. Hand unloading can be a problem for Pepsi, but it's usually union. I drove for RC Cola years ago, and they had all those side doors on the trucks, and I'll tell you what, that's a ton of work. Okay, you deliver to a store, case after case, and you had to go set it up. Oh my gosh, way too much work. I thought there's got to be a better way to live than doing this. Would your 83 Chevette hatchback be considered a classic? It's a 4-speed, 4-door, 4-cylinder. Is that the Isuzu diesel in that, or is that the gas-powered one? Nope, it's the same amount of tasks. Okay, so is there a benefit to the student for getting a 3-bunk truck at England or not? Or just the time factor? Because I know they'll say, well, if you go 3 bunks, you don't have to wait as long. The acceleration, right, 454 lasts forever, and it will. That's no problem. Ezekiel has a 69 Subaru 360 microvan. Where did you find that thing from? No, are there parts for that thing in the United States? Truck delivery is under $1,000 to Ohio. That would be cheaper, right, than driving the thing. It'd just be more fun to drive it. Cash is king. Anything older than 20 years is considered a classic, according to the Department of Motor Vehicles. Well, in Indiana, at 25 years, you can get what's called a historic license plate for it. So, Lenny got a 58 Dodge Coronet, 4-door, 325, push button, why all original. Man, you guys have all the coolest cars. Caleb has an 82 Rampage and stuck the body in a 79 4x4. Oh, that'd be something to see that, right? Ezekiel says no parts. Yeah, you're not going to be able to fix this thing. Does it run? I guess you could order parts from Japan for it. Adam says the 34-hour reset is free when you got to babysit the load you can't drop. See, you should get paid if they make you sit out. If you're on the road and you've worked and all this, there should be some kind of pay. That's why I like the salary pay of some places where you don't have to worry about getting paid. it can really be a benefit rather than sitting. It depends how the checks go. It can smooth out your check. Ezekiel says the wife found it for you. Well, that's a great wife. My wife wouldn't know what it was. She's not really a car person. So we go pick out a car, and she gets into to see how you can sit in it, and then picks the color out, and then I figure all the rest of everything out. Acceleration thought you were the last gearhead on earth. I'm a huge car fan, right? I'm going to a Lexus driving event. I've driven tons of high-end cars and classic cars and everything. I've gone to a Jaguar event, a Lincoln event, a Cadillac event, a Ford event. Go sign up for all these and go drive these cars. They bring all their cars out. You get to drive them around. They're the greatest things ever. It's not a trucking related thing, but that's something to do on your off time. It's super, super fun. Outdoor Sibley will go back to construction work before you drove for England. I think that you'd probably make more money, even though it'd be more work. Anyone have a 70s Ford Highboy with a 460? Wow. Rock Auto has everything. I don't think they have parts for that Subaru at Rock Auto. That would be something. King Bob doesn't see any benefits of putting 2 students in the truck, not from your perspective, right? There's no difference in the time. It only depends on how long it takes them to learn the task. Well, but 2 of them get done in one time, right? So theoretically, they could both be done in the same time where you could have taught 1 person, you can teach 2 people. So you make more money, presumably, and the company saves time by getting 2 students out at one time. The benefit is on their end, certainly, but the trainer, since you get paid when they get off the truck, you'd have more people getting off the truck faster. You'd get their pay. The benefit to you is also more pay. But I've always said about training, if you don't want to train people, then you shouldn't train. Don't do it for the money. Don't do anything in life for money, really, because you'll never be happy with the money that you get. You should want to do the thing. Love what you're doing first, and then you don't have the stress at your job and stuff like that. Training, you're changing somebody's life. Look at training like that. If you go in and you can change somebody who's working and not making any money to a career that they're going to be able to do their whole lives. You get their family a car, put their kids through school. Maybe they couldn't pay their rent. Now they did. That's what you're doing. You're changing somebody's life. And the money, that's secondary. You get money for it. You go change somebody's life. The more people you help, the more money you will get. So just think of it like that. Go help people first. And then you'll be a much better trainer too. JB Hunt has broke you at Comfortable Man. I'm not fooling around with anymore. I'll be filing for my own authority and then keep their trucks. Okay, there are people on here with their own authority. And you'll make more money, hopefully. And there are people on here that can help with that, certainly. You have to custom make brakes. Okay, you could custom make parts for it if you're good like that, absolutely. A GP Transco surveyed their drivers asking which truck they would prefer, Volvo, Freightliner, Peter, Kenworth. Out of those, I'd have to take a Volvo. I just like the way they ride if I had my total choice of it. But I like my Cascadia. I really do like it as a truck, but I really like the way Volvos ride. Let's see what, when we get here in a moment, and see what the driver said. King Bob says, recently England quit hiring people to go to school. Really? Claim there's a shortage of trucks. Okay. They got trucks sitting around, nobody driving them. What are they doing then? Do they not have trainers? Maybe there's a shortage of trainers for them. Acceleration rules. 68 Mustang in Ohio has a weird scoop down to 23,000. Wow. I don't know which Mustang that is though, right, with that scoop. I'm not big on those. I was always more of a larger car wagon. I like station wagons and stuff, large cars, that kind of thing. Like the Centurion, something like that. My LTD. Daryl likes watching the Crap Company of the Week, which is, of course, under a new name. Acceleration Rules thinks Kenworth. I always think people like Peterbilts, but I'm a Volvo fan. I just think they ride better. Our mechanics hate them. We've got one here. They hate it. They can't get parts. They don't like fixing it. But I'm like, I don't care. You're the mechanic. I don't drive one. I have a Cascadia. Lenny's got a video of a 58 when he bought it home on your channel. Oh, all right. Right. I have to go check that out. Right. I love looking at all that old stuff. I go to truck shows, car shows. The guy from the Munsters, the kid on there, I don't remember, of course. Not him on the show. I don't remember his name. Anyhow, he's coming to Lafayette to a car show in about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks on a Saturday. Butch Patrick. He's going to be here at the car show at Hot Summer Nights. If anybody's in Lafayette, I will be there. Of course, it's going to be a great time. Their trainers saying they haven't had any students in a month. Well, what are they doing there then? I wonder what England is thinking, because it costs a ton of money to have trucks sit. Really, it costs to have that truck to sit there. Just That's no way to run a place. Outdoors Hillbilly, if you run into me at a truck stop, buy me coffee and a roller wiener. I'd appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Want to do a Tesla swap on my Chevette? I want to see you driving a Chevette around. And that thing probably doesn't have air either. After that whole trainer thing at Sierra England, probably tough on the requirements. Oh, do you think they changed something about that? Colin England came out and said that he didn't make any changes to the company, but maybe they're being really, really close on that. GP says 57 voted for a Cascadia, which is why you bought those Cascadias, which are beautiful. I still love the color. Really? I mean, I'd probably vote Volvo if you gave me a choice of it. But I wouldn't be mad about the Cascadia, certainly. And you can get parts for it better on the road. And there's no, it's not a bad choice. People put down Freightliners a lot. I like them. I think they're set up well, especially this new one, like the body you have, the new Cascadia. I really, really like them. So I'm a fan, but given the choice, I'd probably go Volvo. I just wouldn't be able to stand it. If you were going to give me a choice, I'd say, give me one of them blue Volvos, which you don't have. Freightliner was great because the steering was so tight and didn't float between the lines. Yeah, when they're brand new, right, they're super great. I love them. And those blue ones that they have over there, I watched the video of the guy putting all the stickers on them, and I thought, oh, a new truck. How do I get into a new truck again? I was always, after you have your truck for a while, then you want another new one. But then I think, man, I got this truck new. Do I want to trade out for a truck that might have problems? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to take the risk on it, you know. So I want to, as I head out, I want to announce next Monday will be the 20,000 subscriber show next week. It's going to be brought to you by Blue Parrot, CTS Business Coaching, GP Transco, okay? Next week will be the show. We're going to give away a Blue Parrot 450. We'll be giving away. And you only have to be live here on the show. That's it. And commenting. That's it. No purchase necessary. GP Transco, who offered and stepped up, which I appreciate, is going to give away some dash cams on the show. It's going to be great. We're going to have those live. There'll be a Love's gift card. There will be T-shirts. I'm going to give away T-shirts, right? So we can get some free T-shirts out there. Going to give all that stuff away on the show. It's going to be wonderful, and I want to appreciate everybody, you know, just for being here to 20,000. It's really, really something. I can't believe it. Every day, I really can't believe it, you know. Always surprising to me that anybody would come on and watch me. So I'm really appreciative. So that's what we're doing for that show. I've got a back support thing coming. That's going to be on a future show. It looks like I don't think I'll get it this week. And but that'll be given away on a future show. So be here for that too, right? W900 with the Detroit Series 60. Those are hard to find, right? It's fun to give drivers brand new trucks, but it raises expectations, and staying up to their 2019 is too old and they need a new one. I mean, I'd keep it for a few years because I don't want to risk when you've got one that's all worked out and everything. I want to keep the truck that, I've got. But you don't want to change every year, and it's annoying moving everything around. But I totally agree with you, and I'm always nervous on a new one too. Scratches and everything. Comfortable man, thanks for being here. King Bob, thank you for being here and answering all the questions that have questioned you. GP Transco, thanks for being here on the show, too. I really appreciate it. And we'll be in contact this week for the next show. But I'm headed out of here today and going to go make them some money. So we're going to move on out. Be safe and positive out there, right? Trucking is a great career. Don't let anybody tell you any different. You can always write to me. I answer my emails. And, of course, we'll see you this week and next Monday for the giveaway show. Thanks for watching.